Wow, that's quite exciting music, isn't it? Just listening to the music, and I'm like, oh, I'm ramped up. I'm ready to boss fight. I'm ready to monster fight. It's Monster Hunter World Part 2. If you saw my video yesterday, you'll know that I started off the campaign mode, which took, it was my second fight of the campaign mode against the great Jagras. And now we're back because I discovered there's an arena mode. And the arena mode has a fight. It's basically just pick a fight. Pick a fight, fight any monster. The monsters all have varying different levels of difficulty. And this particular mode, you just skip straight to the fight, and it gives you a loadout of weapons to give to each of your hunters so that you will have the tensest and most balanced fight that Steamforged games have to offer. So surely this should be the game showcased at its best. I'm glad to see that we've got Eddie here in chat hanging out. I hope that you're excited to see the fight against what we've got going on here, which is something I'm about to shoot. I'm fighting Evil Jeff. Jeff's not participating in this one, Eddie. Actually, so we had Jeff and we had Karen here yesterday. Jeff was, of course, Dual Blades and Karen was Sword and Shield. Now we've got Great Sword Guy. So he's got a great sword, giant sword. I mean, it's also large, but it's great. And I would show you him on the green screen so you could actually see him a bit better, but that can't be done because he's made of green plastic. Anyway, he's got a big old sword. So there we go. He's ready to go into the fight. And then we've also got a giant bow person. So they've got a giant bow. And they're ready to come and help as well. So these are the other two figures. I thought it'd be better to use the other two so we could get more of a sense of the different characters in the game and make sure that we see all four of them. No excuses if I get mauled horribly. Of course not, Yogi. This is completely balanced, and if I lose, it will be entirely my own fault. So, we've also got Rathalos. It's not quite as in focus, but that's sometimes the way with nature photography. You do the best you can while the things are in motion. But here's Rathalos. So this is the second hardest creature in the Ancient Forest core box. Second only to Azure Rathalos, which looks the exact same as this clearly red Rathalos, but it's harder, I think. But I thought, we'll go with Flying Wyvern Red Rathalos. And what we're going to be doing today, and I gotta return it to its starting orientation. What we've got here is the map setup, so you can see here that there's now more terrain than there was in the fight yesterday. We've got the introduction of rock, and if I stand on the rock, then I can do a second move for free. So effectively, I get to... The rock activates my parkour skill and gives me another move for free. We've got a lot of water. Here there's some kind of little stream, and over here there's a pool of water as well, and when I stand in that I have to discard a damage card. And of course Friend Bush is back as well, which reduces my threat by 4. I haven't actually assigned threat yet, but it doesn't really matter. 4 means that I will not be attacked if there is anyone else on the board. So we've got monster over here. So here's the monster board. Now each of the monsters has the 3 of these behavior cards, and I couldn't for the life of me find in the rules which of these cards we're supposed to use for this fight. It didn't say anywhere that I could find. So these are usually determined during the gathering step, but we skip that for the arena mode and we just go straight into the fight. So with that in mind, I thought I would... Now, I did have a look at them. They are numbered. So you could surmise from the number references on the cards, which go 4, 5, 6, that 6 is the... Is that right? Did I do that right? No, it's 4, 5, 6. That Charging Swoop is the most powerful attack, and Stunning Spin is the weakest attack. But looking through them, I really don't think that's the case. That would make Molten Bite somewhere in the middle. I'm not maybe across the game well enough to determine which of these are the hardest and the easiest, but there's no obvious indicator that I can see. So, I mean, there's a lot of information to take in, you know, damage types, number of damage, arcs of attack, how many turns the hunters get, and so on and so forth. So I thought what we'd do is we'd just add Molten Bite in, because that's in the middle, and would therefore be the most balanced. Because everything in the middle is balanced. Makes sense, right? And these might come into play later on if I get him down to 55 health. He has this special effect. The Rathalos, hard to gender, the Rathalos, and I'm no biologist, I'm a hunter. So, the Rathalos enrages when it gets to 55 health. It starts with 90, and when it gets to 55, it enrages, and it gets its other 2 behavior cards shuffled into its behavior deck, and in addition to that, it will also get +1 damage and +1 dodge factor on all of the, Rathalos is the male of the species. Is it, Heggers? You just, you making jokes and japes? So is there a lady Rathalos we can find? Maybe it's, maybe it doesn't have gender. Maybe it's just self-replicating. I don't know. It could be a giant sow. I don't know about wyvern biology. Shame on me for assuming. Rathian is female and Rathalos is male. Okay, Heggers is across his Monster Hunter World biology, I guess. I am not. But, you know, there's a lot of love for this game. I was looking at the forums on BGG, and there's already a fan-made rule set that's, you know, enhancing the game. Heggers is a bit of a Monster Hunter fan. And, well, if what you wanted was a lot of miniatures from Monster Hunter to play with all the monsters from Monster Hunter, then Steamforce Games has you sorted. Right. So, we also randomized... So, we're playing with 2 hunters again, which means that we're playing with our little palicos again. And so, we've got Shield Spire down here, which is a palico that lets me... throw it out next to me, and then it will draw the target's next attack. So it basically is a cat that lovingly gives its life in order to help me win. So if I do utilize Shield Spire and then lose, I will feel extra terrible. Also, I noticed that they have colors in the top corner. I have no idea what that's about. I couldn't find anything in the rulebook explaining why. For example, Shield Spire is orange, and Choral Orchestra Dodge Boost is red. But this one lets me curse the monster with -2 to -2 something. The monster's next behavior has -... I think this is supposed to be -2 to the dodge challenge rating of the beast, but that's actually the symbol for agility on the hero cards, which is used to dodge their attacks. So I'm going to take this as -2 to the dodge challenge rating. Yogi Bear says, maybe there's a set bonus. There are... I don't know about... Well, you only get one Palico companion in the game, so... I don't know how there could be a set bonus for that, but it's a good guess, Yogi Bear. What there are is set bonuses on the armor, but unfortunately the game has only given me 2 pieces of the set instead of all 3. So this equipment is exactly what the game said I should have equipped. The Greatsword has the Red Wing, which is the sword that you make from the this creature, the Rathalos' body parts. I've also got the Rathalos Helm and the Rathalos Greaves, but unfortunately I've got the Anya Armor, so I cannot use the set bonuses on the Rathalos Greaves or Rathalos Helm, but the Anya Armor says when I walk, I can move up to 2 nodes instead of 1, which is very helpful. And then over here on the Mighty Bow person, we've got the Anya Arch, which is the generic sort of purple tier bow. And then we've got the Rathalos Helm and the Rathalos Mail, but we can't use either of the abilities on them. But we can use the Anya Greaves, which sadly doesn't have an ability on it. So, sad. One of the biggest things they screwed up in that terrible movie version was the lack of more on-screen time for the Pelicos. And there's a movie of Monster Hunter? I had no idea. Literally no idea that that was a thing. So, yeah. So we've got a little die here. This is our 3 potions that we're going to use to track our potions as we drink them. There's another die over here I'm going to get out to track our faints as and when we faint. Other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. I just have to do the threat rating and the battle can begin. There are some new... So these decks have been updated according to the weapon, so we should have more battling. And actually, tell you what, ready to go means we actually start with the monster's turn anyway. Now, it's got quite a lot of armor. Quite a lot more armor going on. It's also got 4 break points, so it's quite a bit more... complex than our friend the Great Jargus from yesterday. Now, one of the things I didn't actually use yesterday was the resistances charts under the health here either, because the effects I was using on the Great Jargus I don't think would have had an impact, but it also looks like the Rathalos is actually largely immune to the effects I'll be causing anyway. So I've got the Red Wing, which does fire damage, and the Rathalos is immune to that, and the Anya Arch does poison, which the Rathalos is also immune to. So that's fine. Then we won't worry about that. We've got the head, which has 4 armor, and if I can break the head, then their behaviors with range have the behaviors that have fire elemental damage have -1 range. Over here we've got the remove takeoff blast from the behavior deck, so this removes one of its attacks if we can break its wings. And you can see here that it's actually got 2 break points for its side arches, the other one being the body down here, so we can choose which point we want to attack when we hit it. And if we can break its side arch, then all of the behaviors that come from body will have +1 card play and +1 hero turn on, which is massive, so I think that's a priority target. And then finally there's the tail, which just says discard the top card of the behavior deck. I don't know if that means remove it from the game. It doesn't imply that, so I think that's borderline useless, so I'm not really too worried about hitting that. It does have the lowest armor though. No, it doesn't. It's tied with everything else. It's the body that has the highest armor, which makes sense because that's, I think, the best point to break. So, let us begin by determining who shall have higher threat. I'll roll 1 die here for Great Sword Guy and 1 die here for Mighty Bow Person. And we've got a 6, so we'll give them the higher threat. And we'll give Sword Person the lower threat. Okay. We've got 40 time cards. I do it. 40 time cards. Do you know what? It's better to check that now than realize we had a mistake later on. So that's quite a lot of time, but it's got quite a lot of health. But we've got quite powerful weapons. So let's see how this goes. I mean, it could be horrible. I just want to feel like if it is horrible, it's my fault for tactical blunders. That's what I would like. That's all I ask. Its very first attack is the Flamethrower. So it's going to target the furthest from it, the furthest hero from it. Now we are, I believe, equidistant. We sure are, so it's going to target Bowwoman because she's got the higher threat. And it's going to turn to face her. It can face either this way or this way. It's going to move 1 step forward, and then it's going to totally flamethrower her. So, I think, given that we'd quite like to hit its body and break its body to make our life just easier in general... Oh, I should also have a hand of cards. I should have cards. Let's get 5 cards out. I'm trying to figure out if there's a place where I can put these so you guys can see them. We've got Shot, Feint, Charge, Sidestep, and Shot. So these are all basic attacks. I didn't draw any of my cool attacks that came with my weapon. Over here, You guys still can't really see these. But at least we've got a feint. Feint is useful. We've got over here a blazing slam. Good, that's a good one. I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to put this up here. We've got charge up, which is just a normal one. We've got another charge up. We've got great sword block, sounds helpful, and rising slash. So those are 4 basic attacks, and then also one good one from the set. Anyway, we'll probably need these to dodge the flamethrower that's about to hit. Poor... what should... Give me some names in chat. Should we call her Mila Jovovich? Because she was in the movie. Mila Jovovich? Mila. There we go. This dragon's going to flamethrower Mila. So it's going to start by turning to face her. This way, because I want it to go this way and not that way. And then it will move 1 forward and turn to face her again. And now it will flamethrower her. And it's got a range of 4, so it absolutely hits her. No, it's got a range of 3. It still absolutely hits her. And it does 8 fire damage. I have fire resist 4, so I'm looking at 4 damage. Unless I dodge this. It's got a dodge rating of 3. So I could play down 2 cards to do that, which I think I'm quite happy to. I've got this charge sidestep, which has an agility of 2 on it. It says draw +1 damage for the next attack card you play this turn, which inflicts damage. That would be pretty good. I'd actually quite like to hold on to that. But then the only other card I have with 2 agility on is Feint, which says... I mean, it's the same as the Feint yesterday. Discard 2 attack cards from your stamina board. So I like that as well. And if I don't play one of these 2, then I will have to play all 3 of my shot cards. How did I shuffled this so well? I don't know how I've wound up with all of the same attack cards. But let's play out charge, sidestep, and shot then for 3 agility on the top there. So that's going on the stamina board. Face down, and we avoid the whole attack, and then we get to move 3 spaces. So its next attack is going to be a head attack that targets the furthest. So that's going to be Greatsword guy, unless we move away. I seem to have range 2 on most things, which is not super far. But I also feel a bit like we probably don't want to be grouped together. This thing feels like it breathes fire and does all kinds of fiery area of effect stuff. So maybe we roll into its flank by going... Oh... 1, 2, 3. We dodged 3, so we can move 3. So let's try that. See what happens. And that's its turn over. So now we get to have a turn. So I'm using my chip system from yesterday to help me remember how this works. And I can play with either character. So what have we got going on over here? I've got Blazing Slam. So I've got this sword I made from Rathalos parts, which means the sword does fire damage, which the Rathalos is immune to. So we can ignore this fire symbol for the duration of this fight. Draw +1 damage for each other Blazing Slam you play this turn. So I kind of want to hold down to that. Try and collect some of these if I can. That seems like that's not going to happen. What else have we got here? Charge Up. Playing this attack card doesn't count towards the maximum number of cards played allowed by the monster. Gain +1 break for the next attack card you play this turn, which inflicts damage. Alright, so here's just like great planning. I know how to play games, hackers. Don't you worry, you're in good hands. We've got the Great Sword block. Discard this attack card. When attacked by the monster, gain +3 armor for the duration of the behavior. That sounds great to me. What else we got here? We've got another charge up. So I could do 2 charge ups, and then I could move towards it and do a rising slash, which would get me 2 break tokens. Which is appealing. It does build up a lot of stamina, but maybe that's fine. I think the quicker I can break its body, the better. But that would also involve me moving quite close to Bow Lady, who I just repositioned. And I'm now filled with regret. Or we could move first with her, and that would actually also be quite good, because at least she'd get some more cards. So yeah, maybe let's give her a turn. And we can play the Feint card to get rid of these two. We can start our discard. And then we can play... well, I guess we can use our move token. And how should we use our move token? Shall we just back up? The overhead camera is actually really helpful for me to see what's happening on this board, because it's hard to see behind this model. I genuinely could move under its tail. But I don't really want to shoot it in the butt. I kind of want to just... Maybe I'll stay where I am, and then shoot it twice, and then back off. So, it's got armor 5. So, realistically, actually, I can't hurt it with my bow. I'm literally realizing this right now live on stream. How am I supposed to hurt it with this bow? If these shot cards are 1 card each, or 1 attack each, and I've got a bow that is entirely made up of 2 and 3 value damage cards, how am I supposed to hurt it? I need a plan. So I've got 6 2 damage cards in my deck, and 8 3 damage cards in my deck, and none of those can penetrate any of its armor. Its lowest armor is 4. I'm genuinely flummoxed. I can't use these 2 cards against it because I need but even if I draw 2, the best I'm gonna get is 2 damage past its 4 health, 4 armor. Hegger says use coatings. Good idea. Oh, sorry. What is that? Is that in the is that a thing in the video game? Because I don't think that's in the board game, as far as I'm aware. Oh, I've got. I'll tell you what. I do. You can see actually. Heggers is referencing, I think, the attacks I have on here, which now you can't see because I went over there. So you can see I've added some attacks called Blast Coating, Poison Coating, and Blazing Charged Shot that the bow adds to my deck. I don't think the Poison Coating is going to help because it's immune to that. I don't think the Blazing Charged Shot is going to help because it's immune to fire. But the Blast Coating might help. But I still don't have any of those in hand. So with that in mind, I mean, I don't know if Red Wing's going to fare a whole lot better. Maybe this is not the right character to take on this fight. Because Red Wing's only got 2, 3, 4. And the 4s are quite rare. Oh, Red Wing also gives me an armor? That's pretty cool. I like that. So it makes me like more defensive. Cool. Well, I'm not going to be able to do anything with the archer if she's only got 2 cards in hand. So I need to spend these... give her a turn so she can draw some better cards. But I'm genuinely sort of at a loss about what to do with these cards, because I think I might just end my turn and discard them. Neither of them have break on. If they had break on them, they would actually be useful. I don't know if you need to do damage to break. I think you just get to apply break. Right, because if I don't take a turn with her, she's never going to get better cards anyway. And none of these are helpful at all. So yeah, I guess we'll just take a move, which will be to jump back here. So we're a bit better positioned. That's our free move, and then we'll just end our turn, I guess. And I'll discard all of these shot cards because they're dreadful and can't help. Well, I say discard them. First I have to draw a time card. The time card is Threat Shift. Oh, we saw this yesterday. So, as you all know, when we draw a time card, we flip our threat token face down, and then we discard a card from here, but there are none. And then we can discard as many as we want from our hand, which is all of them. And then we can draw back up to 5. Oh good, another shot. Blast Coating. So this is one of the things Eggers was talking about, possibly. So Draw +1 damage, gain +1 break, and ignore monster armor for the next attack card you play this turn, which inflicts damage. Perfect. This is exactly what we need to do some damage. Thank God for Blast Coating. There's a Poison Shot, which does 1 damage because the poison is ignored. And then we've got another Poison Shot, and finally a Charged Sidestep. So if I can play 3 cards, which I can't, I could really do something useful here. But I can't. And then the last thing to do here is they swap threat. So now these reverse, and Greatsword has the higher threat value. Time card is resolved, and it's back to the monster's attack, which is the Molten Bite. So this is going to move 4 towards the Greatsword, just going to push him around a bit. Rude. So we turn to face him, and we go 1, 2, pushing him over here. 3, 4. And actually, if he pushes me off the board like that, I can actually end up anywhere I want. He's going to turn to face me anyway. So let's just go here. Yeah, am I happy with that? Yeah, let's go back here. There we go. So he's just pushed me around a lot. And now he's going to hit me for 9 fire damage. Which I have resistance 3 against. This has 5 challenge to dodge this. I don't think I can dodge this. So I might just be taking 5 damage. I could play 3 cards to dodge this. But I'll tell you what, let's just be bold and take the 5 damage. Taking me down to 4. 3. Ooh, I need some more elemental resistance, please. But the good news is now I get to have some turns. I actually get 3 turns with 3 card plays in each turn, which is nice. Alright, let's see what we can do about breaking his side. Let's start with... So the reason I took that damage is so I could start with... I have to start with Greatsword anyway, because he's the only one with an active token, which you can't send to Rathalos' wing. But I also want to use him first anyway. So I'll trigger his movement, and I will move sideways into the side node over here, so hiding under the wing, which you can see on this camera over here. And I'm going to just stick my big sword into his body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use... So I've got 3 card plays, but charge up doesn't even count. So I'll probably just play both charge ups. Playing this card doesn't count towards the maximum. Gain +1 break for the next attack card you play this turn. And then I'll play charge up again, so the next attack card has 2 break, and then I'll play Rising Slash, which is 2 damage cards and also has a break on it. So that just applies 3 break to him. But let's make sure I do some damage first, just in case. I need damage to actually put out the break tokens. I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure those happen anyway. But let's go ahead and see what damage we're going to pull. We've got a 3 and a 3, so that's 6. So we've done 1 damage to him. So he goes down to 89. Good. That's a start, isn't it? Good. Feels good to do some damage. Alright, now I've only got 2 cards left, so I could play, because these don't even count, I could play 1 more card. But I think it would be pointless, because the best I can draw is 4, and that can't actually hurt him anywhere. So, I guess Blazing Slam is only good if I can get more Blazing Slams. So, that's fine. We'll just leave that, and we'll just end our turn there, I guess. So, draw a time card. Threat Shift. It's Threat Shift again. That's great. I'll take Threat Shift, because it doesn't do something worse. So, this token goes face down, and then we discard the attack card from here. Just going to help us get some more card plays in. And then we can get rid of either of these. I quite like both of these, although I might have another turn with Greatsword Guy. So I might just discard Greatsword Block in the hope that I get more Blazing Slams and charge ups, so I can continue to wail on this and improve my chances of general damage and things. So let's see what other cards I can get here. So we've got Crushing Slam. You may discard this card after placing it on the stamina board. That's great. I love that. Ah, another Blazing Slam. Fantastic. And here's Tackle. That's helpful because it's got stun on it. Although we do need to use 2 stun tokens to actually stun the creature. And then here's Jumping Slash. If this attack card is placed in the 5th slot of your stamina board, discard it. Great. I love all of this. Now, am I fundamental? I just need to have a quick look at the rules here real quick, so don't even worry about me. Okay. Yep, I understand. Okay. Yeah, this is correct. Yep. Oh boy. Some exciting TV right now. Yep. Oh, good. Armor reduces it to a minimum of 1. That's what I thought. So, those attacks are not entirely pointless. I probably should have played them earlier with... Maybe I should have played those shots with Bowgirl. I could have done 2 more damage and he could be on 87 right now. Fortunately, by not playing those cards, I did keep my board free, which means I have more stamina for better cards later, like right now. Good. Okay. So, we are almost done with Threat Shift. The last thing we have to do is swap the threat tokens, and then because they're both face down, we flip them both face up again. So now either actor can have a turn with our final 2 remaining chip stacks here. Now, I do have a problem where Bow Lady's quite far away. She only needs to move 2 to get into range, though. And actually, we can do that relatively easily. So, let's have another go with... Giant Sword Guy first, though. I mean, he's just in such a good position, so... We can go ahead and play... Blazing Slam. I feel like playing... Because we've got 3 card plays. So we can play Blazing Slam, 2 other cards, and then that will be our whole board. Well, we can play 2 Blazing Slams, actually, and then a Jumping Slash. And that won't break him. But hopefully it will make him think twice about his life choices. We could also play a Tackle, but I don't have enough stun to make that worthwhile. Crushing Slash also has Agility 3. That might be real helpful for dodge, which we'll probably need because we took all that damage. So let's play a Blazing Slam. We're just hitting him We get +1 for each other Blazing Slam, but there's none. How many Blazing Slams do I have in my deck? 4! Oh. To get them all in hand while this was clear would be great, but I think it might be a fool's errand to wait for that. So we don't place any fire up because he's immune to it, but we do get to draw a damage card, which is a 4, so that's a waste. What a shame. But he does take one damage, so he's down to 88. And then we get to play another Blazing Slam, and this time we're going to get 2 cards, so that's exciting. So we're going to get a 2 and a 3. So that also causes 1 damage. Not exactly the combo I was hoping for, but he's down to 87, so that's a start. And then finally we can play Jumping Slash, which we can play now thanks to our full board of things here. This puts a break token out on him, which is great. So that's 4 down, 3 to go. I like that. And then we get to do 2 more damage cards. A 4 and a 2. That's 6. That means we get to do 1 damage, and he's down to 86. Fantastic. Good. And then this goes away because it was placed in the 5th slot of my stamina board, so at least that's helpful. And now we're going to draw another time card. It's another Tactical Shift. This is wild. I gave this such a good shuffle. I also played with it twice yesterday, so it should really be quite well randomized. Oh, this is Tactical Shift, not Threat Shift. Okay, good. This is something else. Oh, this is great. Up to 2 hunters may move 1 node each. That's helpful. So let's start by turning this face down, as per the rules. And then we have to discard this Blazing Slam. And then we can discard either Crushing, Slash, or Tackle, but I quite want to keep them. So let's just draw back up to 5. And then 2 hunters can move once. Oh, another Blazing Slam. We're going to have to keep saving those. And another Tackle. That's good. That means we could stun it. So now up to 2 hunters get 1 node of movement each. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take Great Sword Guy, and he's going to move to this node, which gives him an extra node of movement. So let's roll up here into the bushes, I guess? I don't know about that. I just feel like that's a bad place to be. If only I knew what this monster's behavior card was. But it's head and close, and that's all I know. So far, it's been real fast. It's been real fast, and that's about all I know. So let's go and yikes. Where's I don't know. I feel like I've got this extra point of movement that I should do something with, but I don't really know where I want to be. Might just go back here. No, to the bush. I feel like the bush is a good move. All right, and then bow person can move up here. Sorry, bow person advances 1 step forward. And now it's bow person's turn. And this is our last turn before the next monster card. Nope, I lied. I don't get 3 turns. I get 2 turns and 3 cards. So, that was a lie. Good thing I caught that. So now it is the monster's turn. That's fine. I'm confident. I've prepared well. Take off blast. So this targets the closest. They are in fact equidistant, but this is going to target Bow Lady because Sword Guy's hiding in a bush. So we're going to do a rain. We're going to turn to face. Oh no, it's not going to turn to face because this is before and after movement. It turns to face, but it's not moving. So it's actually just going to face forward and range 3 and miss. Huh. So I guess that's quite useful in a way. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. What's on the back of this card? Right, everyone remember head and closest target. Oh no, wings. Wings and closest target. That means that it moves after. Now it's going to try to move one away from the target, actually. But it can't, so it just doesn't... But it will turn to face bow person. After it's done moving. And then I get just one move with 2 card plays. And that means that it has to be bow person. And sadly, I'm not really in arc to hit. Do I have any cards that break? I don't even have any cards that do break anyway. Oh, but I do have the blast coating. So, really, what we want to do is spend our 1 point of movement to move 1 down to here, and then we have to play... the only way for me to get into its side arc is to get here. So we have to play... Well, we'll get rid of shot, because shot is absolute trash and I hate it. I just wish it didn't cost a stamina. That gets us 1 point of movement. Why don't you have the Anya Mail with the marathon runner ability? It's so good. And you're... Well, I guess you're an archer, so it's fine. And then we can play Charged Sidestep, which gets us 1 more point of movement and gives us +1 damage. Oh, but we only get 2 card plays, but that doesn't count because that was a sprint. So, the next attack card we play this turn inflicts an extra point of damage, but we get 1 movement. And because it's in the center, we can go in any direction. So we've now made it to position to do our attack. So let's play... oh, damn. I want to play the blast coating, but I don't have enough cards. That's fine. We'll just have to play the blast coating next time. And this time we'll just play poison shot. So we can ignore the poison because it's immune to that, but we will get to draw 2 cards, and hopefully we'll do some kind of meaningful damage. So it's a 3 and a 2. That's 5, which means we've done 1 damage and taken the dragon down to 85. Nice. Alright, and our turn is over. So, time card. Flip that face down. Keep hunting. This is just a standard time card where we just keep on going. So that's discarded. You get 3 new cards. Oh, why am I drawing from the damage deck? 3 new cards, which is Arc Shot, which is this card ignores monster armor. Great. That's absolutely perfect. Regular Shot, which is terrible. And Blazing Charged Shot. If your hunter is within 1 range of the monster, draw an extra damage and place 1 stun token. Great. That's actually also really helpful. So there's some good cards in here. There's some cool cards. Okay. And that is the end of the time card. So these are both flipped over. And it's time for the dragon to act again. Wyvern, sorry. Jadicus, it's a wyvern. A flying wyvern. Which is worth noting, because I can never remember where the wyverns have wings or not. And I think it's ambiguous. I think it depends on whether they're like Welsh or English wyverns. I don't know. There's a lot of different takes on it in mythology. Anyway, let's find out what the wyvern does. It is Tail Swing. So this is going to target the closest. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, they're both equally close, but it's going to be Bow Lady because she has a higher threat value. So again, it's not moving, but it is attacking out of all arcs except the front at range 2. So actually, once again, it misses. This is really interesting. I don't feel like this ever happened with the Jagras because it always moved first. Or it almost always moved first. But here you can see it's attacking out of every arc. Oh, does this mean I was not in range to attack last turn? With my, Oh, yeah, I should actually be here because I was out of range last turn. This thing is so large, it's sort of easy to get its Dealy Bop's messed up, but when I was here, instead of moving there, I should have moved here, so I'd be in range. So yes, I am in range of this attack. Otherwise, I couldn't have attacked last turn. That's fine, though. So it's range 2, it's got 4, and it stuns if it hits me. I hate everything about that. So I need 4 agility to dodge. Oh, I don't really want to spend all of my cards to dodge. But otherwise I will take... so I have 2, 3, 4 defense. Otherwise I will take 4 damage. And I'll have to discard all my cards anyway. Because I will be stunned. No, I'm thinking of paralysis. I will have to play 1 card face down. Okay. I'm going to take this damage. However, I need to start using my Palicos more. So, I take 4 damage. So I go down to 4. And because of the stun effect, I have to play 1 card face down onto my player board. Which is a bummer, but I think that's actually better than the 2 I would have had to play to reduce this damage entirely. Which more importantly would have left me with only 1 slot here, which I'm trying to avoid. Okay, so then it turns to face me because it's got 0 movement, but the 0 movement is forward, so it turns to face its target, and now we get 2 2-card turns. Okay. Right. So do I have enough potential here to break its side? I've done 4 out of 7. I could feasibly do 1 more with Bow Girl. Their names keep changing, I apologize. And I could feasibly do 2 more with Sword Guy. So yes, I could break its side if I can get into the right position, but it will leave me incredibly vulnerable to its next attack. Incredibly vulnerable, like probably will both die. But that might be a good time to use Shield Spire Distracto Cat. So I think it's probably worth it. So let's start with Bow Person. So I'll use my movement to duck into this position here so I can shoot it in the side. And then I will play 2 cards, which will be... Oh, Arc Shot. No, I don't want to do that. How was I going to get the break from her? Yes, Blast Coating. So I use Blast Coating, and then I also use Blazing Charged Shot. So this will give me 4 damage cards. It'll put a stun token out and a break token. So this is a big old powerful attack. So this has worked out quite nicely. This also had a long range, but this is the best way to use it because I get an extra damage card. And, you know, I've only done 5 damage to it so far. So there's the break token. And then we just get 4 damage. Oh, we also get the stun token as well. So we need 2 of these to actually stun the creature. Alright, here's the damage situation. We've got 1 card from here, 2 cards from here, and 1 card for being so close. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 11. Reduced by 5 is 6 damage, which is taking it down to 79. Nice. Okay, that was actually really good. And then it's time card, because that's us all out of card plays. Misread! Ah, but at the start of the monster's next turn, before drawing... Oh, actually. Let me remember. Shield Spire. Our brave cat. So we have to place this 1... away from our hunter. So I think we should put it... I mean, I think I probably would have put it here. So let's put it there. So Now I have no idea whether that's the right choice or not because we have misread it. So this is going to go face down. We're going to draw back up to 5, which I'll do in a minute. And then at the start of the monster's next turn, we discard this card and draw the next card. So we don't know what it's doing at all. We've got another blazing charged shot, another blazing charged shot, and a blast coating. That's great. This is also gone. So we're all set for attacks, but we're in kind of a bad spot here. I'm not going to lie. This whole situation here, we're not dodging anything, and we don't have a lot of health and armor, so that's bad. But I think even if both of us faint, this might be the right call, because we will have broken its side, which will give us +1 card play and +1 hero turn on every single monster behavior card, which I think is crucial. So this one kind of does its enrage thing when we get to when we get to 55 health rather than breaking any number of points on it. Okay, now it's Sword Guy. So we can spend our movement token, and then because we have the Marathon Runner and the Rock anyway, we can quite easily just dive into this node here under its wing and start hammering its body as well. And so we will start with Rising. So we're going to do 2 kind of bummer attacks, but that's because we want the break tokens more than anything. So here's Rising Slash. That adds a break token and 2 damage cards. And that's our first card play, so we have to get rid of one of our card plays. And then we get to draw 2 cards, which is a 2 and a 3. So that's equal to its armor, so that's just 1 damage. It goes down to 78. Why can't you be more like Bow Person? She's so good. And then our next card play is Crushing Slash, which goes down in here. You may discard this card after placing it on your stamina board. Fantastic, I love that. That's got a break token, and that's going to cause the body to break, which is great news for our future selves. Although the price might have been too high. We'll find out whether the Palico can save us after this. Hagar's advising me that the dragons in Monster Hunter don't even actually look like dragons at all. Well, this wyvern looks like a dragon. So, there. Right, now we're doing 2 damage cards. It's 2 and a 3. That's another 1 damage, taking it down to 77. Okay, now I don't think there's much more I can do. I could use Choral Orchestra. I think this might be a good time for that as well. The Choral Orchestra dodge boost, which will just reduce the challenge rating of its dodges on its next turn. Obviously, I have no idea what it's doing. I'm hoping that it's just going to wander over here and attack this thing. But, you know, if it happens to, like, I don't know, not move a lot or attack first, it might just wind up hitting me as well, because I am very close to it and clustered. So I think I'm not in a good way, and I kind of want to spend my next 2 turns probably repositioning and maybe drinking a potion. This goes, actually, so that's, at least there's that. So yeah, let's just trigger both the Palicos. I know it might seem like overkill, but I feel like after this, we're going to be in a strong position because we're going to have a whole nother turn and extra cards thanks to breaking the body. So this means that whatever its next attack is, it will have -2 dodge. So I've kind of covered both my bases here, or all of my bases here. So now we need a time card for Great Sword Guy. Keep Hunting, it's the standard one. So this goes face down. I draw 2 more cards from here. Do I want to get rid of any of these? No. True Charged Slash and Great Sword Block. Both going to be helpful, I think. I can get rid of this as well. Should have got rid of that already. And that's it for Keep Hunting. So now we have to resolve Misread, which discards this. And we're actually going to resolve this card, which is Fire Spin. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. This might be real bad. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is absolutely going to hit me. And this Palico will have done nothing. But this Palico will mean that the monster's about to, like, just charge off in another direction. But first, it's going to hit both my characters for 9 fire damage with a dodge rating of 3 thanks to this. So, I'm looking at death on both characters, unless I dodge this. I don't think Bo can dodge this. So she will take 5 damage and faint. 'Cause she's only got 1 stamina left, unfortunately, and no 3 agility cards. She's actually got really good agility. All of her cards here are agility 2. She does have a 3 agility card. She just doesn't have it right now, which is a real bummer, because if she did, that would have been awesome. Can we dodge over here? Because we have 2 positions here. We only need to get to 3. And the answer is yes. Just. Otherwise, we would take 6 damage and die. So, we have to, unfortunately, we have to play Blazing Sun face down for 2 agility, Blazing Slam. And then we also have to play 1 more, which I think is going to be... this thing does a lot of fire damage. It's a shame there's no way to, like, turn that off. So this is Greatsword block. That gives me 3. And I think I'm probably just going to, like, huff it up the board. Because the monster's going to be running off over here. And I need a turn to, like, drink a potion. So I'm going to go... I didn't drink my potions in my last fight, and it was a terrible mistake. So I'm just not holding on to them like last time. So I'm going to go 1, Rock Power, 2, 3, and hide up here. Is that a terrible idea? Probably, but I'm going to have quite a lot of movement to reposition in a minute. I don't know where it's going to end up anyway. Unfortunately, this does mean that Bo is going to fail. Faint. She's going to faint. So that means that she comes off of the board, and at some stage on her next turn, or in a future turn, she'll come back with full health and stuff. But what I will do is put out my faint counter here on 1. So now we know that we have suffered a faint. And then it's going to attack the Palico. So it's going to move 1 forward. Well, it would turn to face its target, but that's either here or here. So we'll leave it. It goes 1 forward, then it turns to face its target, and it pushes it, and it moves and pushes it again. And then it's removed from the board. Thank you for your help, Palicos. It was not quite good enough, but it's a fearsome adversary, so that's okay. Alright, and that was Fire Spin. Alright, and now I get to have 3 turns with 3 card plays. Oh no, only on body behaviors though. Is this a body behavior? No, it's a head behavior. Damn. So, no such luck yet. So it's 2 turns with 2 card plays. And both of the threat tokens are supposed to be face up, so we can start with either character. Next attack is a body behavior, though, that targets the closest. So, I think we probably want to start with... I mean, it's not really going to matter who it attacks necessarily, but if it's a body behavior targeting the closest, maybe it will attack first, and so if I'm at a good range, it might miss me. So let's start with Greatsword. We'll drink a potion, we'll move a little bit closer, but not too much closer, and then we'll reappear with Bow Person, maybe over here or over here, somewhere we can do some ranged attacks without getting hit. I have to double check where I'm allowed to deploy. But let's start over here first. So we need to take a preparation turn and drink a potion. So we'll go down to 2 potions. And then we get to go back up to 8 health. Hooray! Helpful. We get to discard all of these. And we get to reshuffle our weapon deck, which we really needed to do. We're actually just down to 3 cards left. And now we've got 2 points of movement. So possibly I'm just going to move up next to Rock. I like Rock. Rock is friend. Rock is helpful. Hey, Matthew, welcome back. Yes, we're hunting the Rathalos. This is very angry red Rathalos. So far, it's going okay, I guess. Touch wood. I've actually made more progress than I thought I would. Oh, actually, do you know what, though? If we got... Well, we can't, actually, because we're taking a preparation turn, so... Right, good. So that's weapon sharpened, all of the bits. Let's do some movement. We get to move 2. So do I go hide in the bush? No. I think we just run down 1, 2 to here and hang out here. And then we can parkour off the rock next turn if we want to. Meanwhile, that's the end of that. So we need a time card. Vespoid attack. Oh, I hate this one. You just straight up get paralyzed. It's crazy. So this goes face down. We can discard a card that we haven't played. We can discard any number of cards from our hand, but I like them. Then we draw up to 5 and go back down to 2 anyway. Why is this like this? There we go. So we get 2 more cards. So we get the true charged shot. So I'm really tempted. Oh, crushing slash is really good too. The true charged slash is very cool too. It says if this attack card is in the 5th slot of your stamina board, draw 4 cards. That's how we need to be doing damage. I think we should keep the tackle, at least 1 tackle. I think we should keep the tackle and the crushing slash, though, because I'm so far from using the true charged slashes at the minute anyway. Oh, that's bad. At least this has got agility 3 on it. Oof. Okay. That Vespoid attack sucks. Alright. And now it is time for the bow girl who's fainted, so we discard 2 time cards without resolving them. And then we reappear on the board. Now these 2 are deployment zones, and I think it's here and here as well. So let's pop into existence back here. Good night, Heggers. Thanks for hanging out. And for your aid. We go back up to 8 here. And I think that's actually it. We don't get to discard our stamina cards, do we? It's 2 time. Go back up to 8. Discard any attack cards on your stamina board. Okay, we do. Oh, maybe I did that wrong yesterday. I made it a bit harder for myself. That's fine. Or maybe I needed to draw cards. I can't remember. Alright. I think that's all we do. Yep. Make sure you have 5 cards, which I do. Good. Complete. Alright, so now we need to shoot it. I don't really want to attack its tail. The wings. What happens if we break the wings? If we break the wings, remove the takeoff blast from the behavior deck and shuffle the discard into... I kind of want to break its face, but I don't think that's going to be easy because it's looking the wrong way. And from my current position, I'm definitely in its rear arc anyway. Technically, it should look like that. But I do have 1 step. I can make a step. I can do the blazing charged shot, which would stun it. which would be good. Yeah. Alright, let's do a big attack right in its side. So here's the movement token to move into here. Oh, it's brave. And then we use the blast coating and the blazing charged shot. So this does 1 extra damage and 1 break token from the blast coating, and then because we're in range 1 of the monster, we get an extra attack and do a stun token as well. And because this is the second stun token, that triggers a proper stun, which, if I remember correctly, means that its attacks are very dodgeable next turn. Like they have like agility 1 or something. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have this on a playwright. I should have typed it up myself and printed it out. The dodge value of the monster's next attack is 1 and cannot be increased or decreased by another effect. Great. Good. I love that. So that's it properly stunned. And then we do 1 break token. And we do... right, what am I attacking? I'm attacking the wings. And then I will get 4 damage cards. Please be good. It's a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 2. That's not great. But that is 10 damage. So 6 damage goes through. So it goes down to 71. Okay. And that is the end of my turn, because I've used my 2 card plays and my movement. So let's get a time token out here. Time card. It is Threat Shift. That's fine. Probably fine. This goes face down. We discard this card. Go back up to 5 over here. We've got a Dragon Piercer. I mean, that's genuinely actually kind of the exact thing we need. 3 big hit with a break on it. I mean, it's not a dragon, it's a wyvern, but, you know, it's similar. And another arc shot, which ignores monster armor. That's good, although I do have very low agility on these cards, which is frightening. And then these tokens are exchanged and refreshed. Good, that's done. Now it's time for monster attack. Please don't be super bad. It is the Raging Charge. Okay, so it's literally going to turn around and just head straight for Sword Guy. Fortunately, instead of having a dodge value of 5, this is a dodge value of 1. Is this a body attack? Yes. So I'm going to get 2 turns with 3 card play instead of 1 turn with 2 card play, thanks to breaking the body, which is great. So I'm just trying to think how we want to... I don't want to pull it too far away from Bow Person. So when it turns around to face me, and amazingly, when it turns around to face Sword Guy, this tail doesn't just, like, kill her. I guess she ducks out the way. But it could turn here or here. So I'm actually going to turn it this way. So it will go 1, 2, 3. And then I can pop out literally into any node I want. So I'll pop out behind it. And then it turns right around and goes 4, 5. And we're left like this. And then it's going to hit me for 9 damage, but I'm absolutely going to dodge because it is stunned. So it's a bit all over the shop. Unfortunately, this does mean I have to use my my tackle. Why don't I have 5 cards? Did I ditch 3 cards for some reason and then not draw back up? Oh, I got paralyzed by the Vespoid attack. That's right. So, there we go. There's my dodge. I can move one node. So, I'll go over here. Oh, no, I can go actually over here. So, I go into the pond. This is better, because then I don't go into the pond. However, I was also pushed into a pond. I don't know if I have to discard a damage card for that, but I will. In case I'm supposed to. Ugh, a 4. That's pain. So let's, yeah, I've decided not to go into the pond. I just don't like how close my heroes are. But the good news is that's its turn over. Now I just have to worry about its next turn, which is a wing attack, which is upsetting because I like the body attacks and getting my bonuses. So here is 2 3-card attacks. Now, who's going first and what are we doing? I think... Did I say... It should be on 71, right? Yeah. Matthew, this is... I'm now doing the arena mode, which is... I wanted to see a sort of a fight that has escalated to its sort of main... the game in its full flow and at a level where the designers have sort of balanced it to be well balanced. So this is arena mode. We've got the level 4 Rathalos, so if you defeated this in the campaign, you would actually win the campaign. So this is pretty high level stuff. It'd take you a while to get here in the campaign mode of the game. Right, so, oof. What are we going to do with bow? It's going to be a wing attack that's close by, so we probably want to not stand close to it. So let's start with bow, and we'll probably just shoot at it a bunch and then back off, I think. So, let's, we've got 3 card plays. So, Dragon Piercer should be our final shot because it ends our turn anyway. So, we're at range 2 currently. And we're in the side arc, which is great. So, if I'm not going to get close to it, I want to save the Blazing Charged Shot. It's also got 2 agility on it, so that's 2 reasons to save this. So, let's just do 2 arc shots, I think, at range 2. And then we can play the Dragon Piercer, which will let us back up 1 first, but it's got range 3. So we can put a break token out on the wings and hit it for 3 cards. And that will end our turn. So I think... oh, we could do 1 more movement as well. I don't think I really need to. So, do I have enough cards for this? In my deck, I don't. I've only got 4. Which means the Dragon Piercer would be wasted. Ugh. Let's not use it. Let's save it. We might as well just do this poison shot. It's garbage and we'll just do it for the lols. And then we can use the movement token to actually retreat instead. So, it's going to be good damage, noted, one damage. And then we need to spend next turn sharpening our weapon. Sharpening our bow. So this one ignores armor. So that's 3 damage, 2 damage, and then 1 damage. For a grand total of 6 damage to the wings. No break token, though, actually, because we couldn't use the Dragon Piercer. But that does mean that it comes down to 66. Number of the beast. And then we use our 1 movement token to retreat back to here. And that's the end of her turn. So we're going to draw a time card. The threat shift. That's fine. I just keep giving me threat shifts. I'm happy with that. This goes face down. This is discarded. I can get rid of either of these. I really don't want to. We draw back up to 5. We've got 2 more. It's a shot and a feint. Feint. Good time for a feint. I need those. So we can give this a shuffle. Draw 1 more card. But this is a nice selection we've got going on here. I'm happy with this. If we can get the Dragon Piercer. Good damage on the Dragon Piercer. Maybe even... And then use a feint to clear the board. Oh, well, we can't do that, actually, because Dragon Piercer ends the turn. That's fine. Alright, here we go. It is... Shot. My most hated card in this deck. Matthew says, if you have a hammer user in the computer, you have to shape... Yeah, you have to use like... you have to like get the weapons back into to shape. Yeah, and this you just have to take a turn to like stop and just sharpen your weapon, right? Which makes sense for everyone but the bow user. I don't know what she's sharpening. I imagine she's got like a pencil sharpener and she's like jamming her arrows into it. Okay, so we're back up to 5 cards. We're going to swap the threat tokens. And they also reverse. Good. And then it is Sword Guy, who has literally 1 card. He's got 3 card plays and 1 card. I'm so upset. But I don't think there's any point in taking a preparation turn, so we might as well... It's going to be wings and it's going to be close. So it's probably going to be side arc. Close into the side arc. So I think probably we hit it and then just back up. So yeah, we'll just hit it with the Crushing Slash. It adds a break, which is great. So that's a break token to the wings. And then 2 cards worth of damage. A 4 and a 2. That's a bummer. It's 2 damage goes through. So 66 comes down to 64. And now we need to leave. So we spend our movement token and use the Anya Mail for 2 points of movement. We'll retreat over to here. Hopefully that's sufficient. And that's the end of that. So time for time card. Tactical Shift. Everyone gets to move a node. Great. We'll just continue, I think, to sort of... I don't know. Try to get away. I don't really know where else I can go. I'm actually quite happy with my positioning. But first off, this goes face down. We get 5 new action cards. Over here on Sword Guy, we've got a Blazing Slam, a Tackle, a Jumping Slash, a Raising Slash. We should also have discarded this already. And now we're going to reset this and draw 1 more. And then we can... move up to 2 hunters, 1 node each. But I don't really want to, so I might just not. I'm quite happy with their positioning sort of far out from it. And I don't really want to move them closer. And then if I move them... I don't want to move them closer to each other either. So I think we'll just live with their current position. Just feels like a waste to not use the movement. Alright, here we go. So we've got... Oh, that's the wrong way around. Oops. Come on, Blazing Slam. I'd really like a Blazing Slam. High chances of a Blazing Slam. It's a tackle. That's fine. Okay. Monster time. Claw Drop. Well... Thank God I moved away, because that does a lot of damage and poisons you. But I am very far away, so it's not... So it's attacking everything around it, but only in range 1. So that's great. I have been missed, and now I get 3 turns with 2 card plays each. And that's sufficient. So... Good job, team. Now we need to get back in to hit it. All right, let's our next one is close to the head. So let's avoid its head if we possibly can. We've got quite a lot of movement we need to do on sword guy, but that's fine. Let's start with sword guy, because I think I'll probably use him twice. Because I want to stun it. Yes, I want to stun it, and then I can dodge its next attacks. Hopefully. Then we'll see what happens after that. Who knows, it's very exciting. But we might just get below 55 health, and then it's going to go absolutely ballistic. We're not even close to breaking its wings either. But after this, we might be marginally closer. We've got some good cards. Alright, so we've only got 2 card plays though, so we start with the movement token. We've got run, so we just dash 2 straight forward. And then I think we use a tackle, which does let us do a movement first if we want to. I don't really want to. I kind of want to get behind it, because its next thing is a head movement. It's head and close. So I'm just going to assume I don't want to be close to its head. So I guess we dive into the water, even though I don't like... Oh, sorry guys. I guess we dive into the water, even though I don't really like to be in the water, because now I have to discard a damage card. Let's hope it's not a good one. It's a 4. That's the best one. Every time I go in the pond, I have to discard 4. Then we hit it for 1 card. This would have been a 4, which I guess doesn't really matter. It's got 4 armor. It is in fact a 3, so it takes 1 damage. But most importantly, we get to put a stun token out on it, which is good. And that goes down to 63. Nice. Alright, good. Now, that's card play number 1 of 2. So, let's hit it with something that might do some actual damage. I mean, it's got to be Rising Slash, because this wants to be played later. This wants to be played in pairs, and we don't... Oh, we absolutely do need to hit it with Tackle again. Because even though I think I'm going to get another go, something might happen. You don't know what the time cards do. Some of them are treacherous. So let's hit it with Tackle again, so it's definitely stunned for its next turn. Because we need 2 sets of stars to stun it. So it's going to take 3 damage, which is just 1 damage. So that's down to 62. And we get to put out a second stun token, but that triggers stun, so we'll just pop this down here to remind us that it's now properly stunned. And that's the end of my turn. That's my 2 card plays. So those should both have been face up there. Now we're going to draw a time card. And this one goes face down. Monster retreats. Oh, God. Oh, interesting. Damn, I wish this came 1 card later. So, we discard this. And we can discard any of these, but we don't want to. Draw back up to 5. And then it says, discard 4 time cards, which is painful. Threat Shift. Keep Hunting. Keep Hunting. These are all the good ones. And Rampage. Well, thank God we got rid of Rampage. Because Rampage is the absolute worst. I hate it. So that's actually, I guess, a silver lining to the dark clouds. Good. So now we can each sharpen our weapons, which we absolutely need to do because Bow Person only has 1 card left. So she needed to sharpen her weapon anyway, so that's great. Now we can also drink a potion. I do have 2 potions left, but I think it feels premature. I mean, she has a feint in hand and 3 here. No, it feels premature. I need to save those for when I'm a bit more tired out. So I'm not going to drink any potions. It's just a shame because it's a free opportunity to do that. But I will sharpen both weapons, which is helpful. I mean, I don't know where the monster retreated to, but it looks like wherever it went, it's going to come right back to the same spot 4 time units later. Alright, so there is the sharpened weapon there, and here's the sharpened weapon here. And then that is the end of Sword Guy, and now it's Bow Person. So, we've got terrible shots that we don't want to use. We really want to get actually up close, so we want to run 2 forward. I've only got 2 card plays, though. So, I'm quite tempted to just, like, play a terrible shot and then use the Dragon Piercer. But, yeah, I think that's exactly what I'll do. Because I've now resharpened my weapon as well. Alright, so that is Sword Guy's attack deck good and shuffled. Fantastic. So we'll give our next turn to Bow Person, and we'll spend a green to move 1 in. We're still in the side arc, which is great. That's the wings. That's where we want to be. We'll spend a shot, and this is simply going to do 1 damage because there's nothing special about it. So we reveal a 2. It's got armor 4, so that's 1 damage. Goes down to 61. And then we will play Feint to ditch 2 cards from here. Get out of here. And then we'll play the Dragon Piercer as our second card play. So we get to take a step back. It's got range 3 into the wings there. And then this will also add a break token. But it needs 2 cards face up, which it's got, which is great. So there's our break token there. And now we're going to do 3 cards worth of damage. And it's got 4 armor, so let's hope for some good cards. We've got a 3, and another 3. That's 9. Minus 4 is 5, which takes it down to 56. It is 1 step away from getting really angry. But it is still stunned, so I can dodge its next attack easily. So maybe this is the time to just lay into it. Anyway, that is the end of Bow Person's turn. Thank you, Dragon Piercer. You rock. So we'll draw a time card. This goes face down. Brief Respite. Oh, great. So, the Brief Respite will, first off, get rid of this. Back into the discard. We can draw back up to 5, which is great because we've only got 2 left. But I'm going to discard Shot, actually, because it's just terrible. So get rid of that. We'll keep Blazing Charge Shot because that's actually pretty good. We've got another Blazing Charge Shot, so we need to get in close to it now. Another Terrible Shot card, another Terrible Shot card, and another Terrible Shot card. And then it says, now you may discard 1 more attack card from any slot on your board. So let's take... Oh, do I take back Blast Coating or Arc Shot? Arc Shot ignores monster armor, which is so good. But Blast Coating lets us get an extra damage card, which might not be as good as ignoring armor, but it gets a break token. No, I think Arc Shot's actually better. Because Arc Shot is effectively have a damage card plus at least 4 damage. So we'll discard that one. And that's the end of Brief Respite. Now we do have 1 more turn with 2 card plays. And these are going to reset. So we could do either Hunter. The next move is Head and Close. So I think we should do Sword Guy and move away from its head. Even though we've got the chance to dodge, if it misses, that's even better. So we can do 2 card plays. Now I've got these jumping slashes, which only help me if I fill up my entire board, which I'm not even really close to doing. I've also got a lot of Agility 1, which is really bad. So I think we might just play a couple of Rising Slashes, actually, because that'll add 2 more break tokens, and we're in the right position for that. And then we'll be actually on 5 of the 7 we need. So this is probably not going to be stupendous, but it'll do. And then we'll probably be in a position to want to drink a potion as well, even though, well, it is what it is. Anyway, here's a Rising Slash. So that's just 2 damage and a break token into the monster's side. Wings in this case, we're hitting its wings. And the damage is 7 against armor 4, which is 3, which takes it down to 53, and it's now officially super mad. Oh, so we actually have to shuffle both of these into its deck. When the monster is 55 or less 55 or less health left, add the 2 remaining cards to the deck, and then shuffle the discarded cards into the deck. And now all behaviors have +1 dodge value and +1 damage. Fortunately, its next card is going to have dodge value 1 no matter what, which is good. because I'm scared. Now that it's got all 3 of its spooky, scary attacks in its deck, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But we're almost to half health, which is nice. That was supposed to sound more reassuring than it did. I was expecting to be like, it's almost at half health, hooray, but actually when I said it like that, now I'm like, oh, we're not even at half yet. Alright, I'm going to not look because I really want there to be a body card on top. Yes, it's a body card. Okay, that's good. That means we're going to get to benefit from our body break again. Fantastic. Okay, so one more thing, which is Rising Slash. Again, which is another break token. And 2 more damage cards, which are going to be... What happened to the 2 damage I just drew? I just drew 6 damage, right? What did I do with them? I'm losing my mind. I think I've put them in the wrong discard somewhere. Excuse me, card admin. Bear with me for just a moment. Yeah, I've absolutely just put them, I think, into the discard over here. Yep. I think that's fixed it. So here we go. 2 again. And this time it's just 4. So that's just 1 damage. So it's down to 52. Ah. No, 7 more and we're halfway. I want to be halfway. And then I shall use my movement token to move 2 spaces. I'll jump into the bush. And then I'll back up 1 more, I think. Because our friend has the higher threat token anyway. So I don't need to sit in the bush. Fingers crossed, this pays off. Right. And now I am so close to running out of agility spaces. So please don't, like, fart fire or something and just, like, blow my face off. Okay. So, time card. Poison Cup! Oh no. Alright, so first off, the Rising Slash is discarded. And this is flip face down. And I can discard any number of these. I think I will discard... do you know what? I'll keep the Jumping Slashes, actually. Because if I do fill this up, playing a couple of just Jumping Slashes would be good. It's just risky. And then we get 2 more cards. We've got Blazing Slam and Great Sword Block. Good, I was about to say I want Great Sword Block, so that's really helpful. And now we roll a die to see if we get poisoned or the Rathalos gets poisoned. So we want a low number here. Come on, low numbers. Touch wood. Wish me luck. Oh, shit. God damn it. So that is poison on Sword Guy. And that is done. And I'm all out of turns. So here's hoping this is not super bad. The Raging Charge. Oh. Oh, why are you moving so far, though? Okay, so it's going to target the close... Whoops, we're back. Sorry about that. Quick, yeah, the dragon literally raging charged the stream right off the internet. We're back now, so not to worry. We can resolve the attack card. So, yeah, I mean, I was literally about to say that poor sword guy keeps getting pushed through the pawns over and over, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think that, I don't know why I thought it would attack bow person. But it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's actually going to turn around to face me. Then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I guess I'll pop out behind it again. Right? Is that what I want to do? I want to get it closer to her, actually. So maybe I'll pop out over here. Is that going to really screw her? Let's find out. So we'll go, it turns around, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible idea. So yes, I will just pop out behind it. And then it goes 4, 5 and pushes me all the way back out to here. And it finally finishes its angry charge right here, facing me angrily, staring me down. Alrighty, so then it hits me for like 9 damage with a dodge value of 5, but fortunately I've reduced the dodge value to 1 thanks to it being stunned. Thank goodness for that, or I would be in real trouble. So we can play a 1 agility card to get out of this. That's annoying. I guess I play the Greatsword block because the Blazing Slams combo, and these ones I can get really good play out of on my turn. So yeah, let's do that. And then the dodge value 1 lets me, and I'm going to actually dodge back into the wings because then I can break the wings. So I dodged from the front here, back over here, which unfortunately means I've gone to the pond again. So following my own punitive pond measures, I have to now discard 2 damage cards as the water blunts my weapon. That's a pity, but it is what it is. And that's its attack resolved. It's no longer stunned, and that was a body attack, which means I'm going to get 2 heroes with 3 card plays each. Fantastic. Good news. So, first it has to be bow person, because we don't have an active chip over here. So we've got 3 terrible shot cards and 2 awesome blazing charged shots. So we need to ditch all of these. Is there a world where... What is its next thing? It's a close-in head attack. Is there a world where I stun it? Yes, there's a world where I use 2 blazing charged shots and stun it again. So we play 1 of these for movement. We play 1 movement token for movement. And we get right up in close and we just start blasting. I just got close and I started blasting. So we've still got 3 card plays. So we'll start with a blazing charged shot. And if we're within range 1, we get to draw 3 damage and do a stun. So let's get that stun token back out. And then we get to do 3 damage. So here's hoping that it's good damage. 1, 2, 3. That's a 6. That's 2 damage, taking it down to 50. We're just caressing halfway. I'm so excited. This is not the right music for right now. This is supposed to be a mighty attack. Do I not have something that sounds a little bit more like... what's this? Give me one that sounds like fighting. Why did... This one? Here we go. This is a bit more exciting. Right. And then, so that's card play number 1. Card play number 2 is another blazing charged shot. So 3 more damage, and now it is actually stunned. 1. It's a 3. 2. 3. This time it's 8 against 4. And that is 4 damage. Take it down to 46. Oh my god, it's so close. Halfway is so close I can feel it. Good. Alright, now I do have one more card play. I've only got these 2 awful shot cards. I also really need to sharpen my bow again. So, its next one is close and also face, which I don't like. Doing 1 damage seems silly. I feel like I should move. But I also feel like I'll be fine dodging because it's stunned now. I mean, I actually would have needed 6 to dodge this if I hadn't stunned it, which would have absolutely murdered me. So, no, I think we'll just end it there, actually, mainly because I might have one more good attack. Do I actually have good cards in there? 3, 3... Yeah, I think that's mostly 3s. So, I probably want to keep that for one more really good attack. So let's just not waste a 3 on its armor 4, and instead end our turn here. So we draw a time card. Time card is Suspended Boulder. Oh god, not this one. Unless this works in my favor, and then it would be great. So, this flips. Ditch this. Discard these 2 shots, because they're terrible. Draw back up to 5. Please be good cards for me. We've got another shot. We've got Charged Sidestep. We quite like that one. Poison Shot. No, we don't like that. Another Charged Sidestep. And Blast Coating. That's absolutely the worst draw I've seen in my life. The good news is there's a bunch of Agility 2s there, so at least we'll be able to dodge its incoming attack. Oh my god, that's so terrible. I can, like, Charge Sidestep to power up 2 attacks. To, like, power up 1 terrible attack, basically. Like, these want to be played before something good. Blast Coating could be okay. We could use a Charged Sidestep Blast Coating to do a shot that's 3 cards and ignores armor. That would actually be pretty good. I'd be okay with that. But we would need 3 slots available, which we don't currently have. God damn it. So, now I have to roll for the boulder to see if the boulder hits me or the monster. Please, 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 please. Damn it! I take 2 damage. These cards hate me. Alright, 2 damage on... On the bow girl. I'd say we're probably about halfway, maybe a little over halfway in the time deck. That's fine. Those are living there. And that's the end of our turn with her. So now we get to do... And we could actually play with her again. We've got both of these resetting. But I think we're just in such a good position with Sword Guy. And then we need to get the hell out of dodge because our stamina board is screwed and we need to take some time to... Let's do some big attacks and then take some time to drink a potion. I can't get rid of this poison, So I'll just take the 2 damage. I only put the token out because it tells you to do that. But here's 2 damage from the poison, so I'm down to 6. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to be playing jumping slashes into our 5th position. Oh, that ends my turn, though. I forgot that ends my turn, so I can't combo them. Boo! If this attack card is placed into the 5th slot of your stamina board, discard it. But if I discard it, does it still end my turn? I presume it does. So that just means I have 1 slot left. It doesn't seem that good then, that card. It is a basic card. Oh, boo. I forgot that that ended my turn, and I was all excited to play a bunch of those. Now I've got 1 slot and 3 card plays, and I can't do anything. Playing this card will end your turn. Damn. I shouldn't have kept both of those. I thought I could play them both out in the same turn to do something real cool. Right. No, I think actually then really we have to... Do we waste 2 card plays just because we're in quite a good position? And then rest next turn? This is tough. I think we do it though. Yeah, just... Damn. Alright, here we go. So we play Jumping Slash for 2 damage. And a break token. We're now 1 away from breaking the wings, so that's good. And the 2 damage is... terrible. It's 1 damage. So it's now on 45, exactly half health. And then our turn is over and Jumping Slash is done. God, we don't even get to move. This is not ideal. That was a real waste of a turn. At least we've got space to dodge. The next turn might be really bad. If that was not worth it. Like, at all. At least we've got a break token out of it. Alright, so I'm drawing another card here. It's Threat Shift. Oh, that's not good either. So that goes face down. We get rid of this. Then we can go back up to 5. Tempted to just get rid of Jumping Slash. I don't like it anymore. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Jumping Slash. I've changed my mind about it. We'll get some new cards instead. Let's get Charge Up, True Charged Slash, and Rising Slash. This is the one I wanted. That's the card that I wanted before. Alright, and then thanks to the Threat Shift, these will swap. And we'll resolve the monster attack. Fortunately, it's stunned. And we've got Take Off Blast. Alright, so this is good news. It's only attacking the front arc, which is just bow person. And we just need a 1 agility to dodge it. So I guess I'll play Shot. Doesn't really matter, it's kind of the same as Poison Shot anyway. So we might as well play Shot for 1 agility to dodge this. And then we get 1 point of movement. So I guess let's dodge to here. And then it's going to turn to face its target, which is me. Oh, actually, I don't like where that's going. It's going to back away from me. That's the problem. I'm just going to keep poor sword guy rolling back and forth in these 2 pawns. But I want to keep trying to break its wings. So, which is a phrase that actually makes me feel quite sad. I will dodge up to here, actually. And then it won't change its facing at all. And instead it will just retreat back one space to here. And that's it. That is its attack. Good. So its next one is going to be wings, and it's going to attack the furthest character, which again is bow person. So I want to make sure that I have some stamina for that. But I'm only getting actually one, because that was not even a... Nope, that was a wing attack. So I'm only getting one 2-card attack this time. One 2-card turn. And that's it. So... And then it's going to attack me. So I think probably it's time for bow person to... Well, it has to be her anyway. And I think it's got to be time to... Stamina potion. I don't really want to, because I only got 2 left, and I'm on 6 health still, but the reality is I have no defense against this attack at all planned, and if it hits me, and it probably will, that's really bad. So I'm thinking I probably use this opportunity to drink a potion, move away, hope it misses, and then if it doesn't, at least I'll have plenty of room for dodging instead of what I currently have, which is no room at all. This also gives me a chance to fix my hand, which is garbage. So let's do that. Let's take a preparation turn and drink a potion. And then I'm down to just 1 potion left, which is upsetting. Ooh, it's real scary. So there we go. There's the cards there. Resetting that. Back up to 8 health here. That's good. And then we will use our 1 point of movement to back up to here and hope that that's going to give us enough distance to stay away from the big scary dragon. And then let's ditch some of these cards. Let's go to Poison Shot because it's terrible. I like all these other ones. I kind of want to keep them. So I'll keep them. Oh, it's another blast coating. Oh god, let this be an attack card, for the love of god. Shot. Great. This is no better. I should have ditched something. Oh god. I didn't even draw a time card. Right, so that goes face down. Oh, it's a threat shift. Then I did the time card already. So these are both going to end up refreshed, and we're actually shifting threat. Doesn't matter though, because it's attacking the furthest, and bow person is much further away than sword guy. Okay, and that's all my turn, so come on, let this be a miss. I sure would like it if this could just miss. Nope, it's going to move 4 towards me and then do a big attack. Oh god, this is awful. I don't know if I can dodge this. That's dodge ranking 6. That's 10 damage. I might just be dead. No, I'm not dead, but I am down to 2 health. And I would be dead if I hadn't just rested. Oh my god. So that's one of its new cards, Charging Swoop. So it's going to turn to face me, which means either it's pushing him or not. I actually think I'm quite happy for him to be pushed, so I'll turn it to face sword guy. It moves forward. Sword guy is pushed out the way. Is this going to be fine? Yeah, this is going to be fine. And then it turns to face bow lady, charges forward. That's 2. Charges forward again, that's 3. Charges forward again, that's 4. So it actually ends up facing this way. Oh, sugar. And then it pushes me out into any arc, right? So I can go back here and then it'll miss me. No, because after its movement, it turns to face me. That's fine then. So it won't miss me, but it will miss sword guy. Forgot it turns to face me after. Do I? Yeah, so actually what I'll do is I'll dodge out here, or I'll get pushed out here, so it turns this way. That's better for me. This is still not ideal. I'm kind of in a pickle here, because I've not got enough activations and stuff to get control of this dragon. I had it quite nicely controlled. Now I'm in trouble. Anyway, it's going to smack me. I can't dodge it, or I can, but because this attack doesn't kill me and doesn't have a massive penalty, I'm just going to take the attack. So I'll go down to 2 health. What I mean is it doesn't stun me or anything. It doesn't actually cause me to faint. So I'm going to go down to 2 health, and then I have 1 2-card turn. And its next attack is a head attack that targets currently Sword Guy. But if Sword Guy moves in, it will target Bow Girl, because she has higher threat. So somebody needs to take... I don't have any good stun things. And what's worse is I'm only getting a terrible turn. 2 cards, 1 movement, and I don't know what to do about this next attack. Can Sword Guy... He's got 6 health and effectively 2 dodge. Is that sufficient? That doesn't feel sufficient. Oh, it's frustrating that it's on exactly half health. And now it feels like the wheels are coming off this a little bit. So I think I don't really have much choice anyway, but to use the blast coating and do a shot and break the dragon's side, I think. I can't... I'm trying to think of a plan to save Sword Guy, but I think I might just have to pray. I don't think he's going to be able to dodge anything, because his best dodge value is 4, and pretty much everything it has is dodge value 6 now. So, the only thing I could do would be to get equidistant from it, let it attack me, and just hope that I have 6 dodge. Which I could contrive. I could contrive 6 dodge. Problem is I don't have... If I want to do my attack and move, I can't get enough distance. Because Sword Guy's at range 3 now. So I'd have to get to range 3. With Bow Person. And the other problem I have, which is kind of a bit more of a problem, is that Sword Guy is in the way. Like, if I try to get out of here to put range between me and the creature, I really have no choice other than to move towards him, which could just mean we all get hit. I mean, it might not. If it doesn't do a node attack, it won't hit us all, but... No, I think, I mean, we're going to shuffle the attack deck anyway. So, do you know what? If we break its wings, we're going to shuffle the attack deck anyway, and then... It doesn't even matter. The card that's coming out of the attack deck is not one I'm especially worried about, but it does have really low attacks on. But I am putting Charging Swoop back in. And Raging Charge. I actually think now is a terrible time to break the wings, because the 3 cards that have come out of its deck are all awful, and I don't want them to go back into its deck. So maybe I just shoot it in the face. I really don't want to shuffle these back in here now. So... yeah, I guess... Do I use Charge Sidestep then? With Charge Sidestep, I still can't get far enough away to pull aggro. So, it doesn't matter. So, let's do Blast Coating and Shot. So these are going to do 2 damage and also break. I'm going to attack it in the face. So here's a break token for its face. And this also ignores armor, which is nice. So we're going to ignore the 4 armor. And we get 2 cards, which is 6 damage, which takes it down to 39. And now I have 1 point of movement, which I think I will use to roll around the side here, because then I might get pushed out the way or something and have a chance to sort of reposition when it charges poor sword guy, who's almost certainly going to faint. Alright, and that's the end of my turn. So here's a time card. Tactical shift. Ooh. Interesting. I can pull aggro now. Alright, so this card is discarded. This is flip face down. I can discard a number of these. I'm going to keep them all because I like them. And they're all agility 2, which is good. Pull 2 new ones. High agility, please. Another 2 and a 1. God, shots are so terrible. Why can't they come out of my deck? And then up to 2 hunters may move 1 node each. So we're going to roll back to here. Oh, this doesn't change anything, does it? Yes, it does. And then sword guy can run up to here. And now we're both equal distance from it. So it's going after bow person. So the real question is, do I sidle up to here so I don't get too far out of the fight? That means I risk being too close to it and taking damage. No, I think it's better to go over here, stay far apart. If they both take damage, we're in sad times. This is a sad time. All right. And then we're back to the monster attack. It's the flamethrower. So it's going to move 1 towards her. And that's it. God, these are all so bad. Where are my body cards at? I've shuffled all the body cards away. So for this attack, it's going to turn towards bow person. And I guess we will go here. Turn to face. And then we'll blast her with 8 fire damage. With a dodge value of 5. So, oh boy, we can do a shot. That's dodge value 1. And then we can do a charge sidestep, which is dodge value 2. And I tempted to use the blazing charged shot, but I'm just conscientious that I need to get the stun values out. So let's get rid of the other charge sidestep. So there we go. Very expensive dodge. That's given us 5 movement, though. So where on earth do we go? Bearing in mind that we're not going to have a turn again. The next thing's also going to target the furthest person, though. So I think we actually just roll over here. And hide behind it, because its next attack is going to target sword guy so long as he's further away. And we'll make sure that happens. And he has to act next. So let's keep some distance over there. Good. Because we've only got 2 cards. And we're very, 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 very vulnerable. I'm probably going to die. But for now, it's sword guy's turn. He gets 1 2-card turn. This is so scary. Why do I have so few turns all of a sudden? So I need to put 1 node of distance between me and the monster. And also have a plan to, like, not get murdered by it, which is I don't have a plan for. I can't keep dodging it. I've got no really useful cards here, so... my only hope is its next attack is physical, which I think it might be because it's a tail attack. And... I can get the greatsword block. If I can get the greatsword block, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defense. And I have 6 health, so I could potentially survive. If it's a fire attack, I'm dead. For any other reality, I'm basically dead. Because I'm not going to be able to dodge. Even if I had three free spaces, the odds of me being able to dodge basically make my life pointless. I've only got 2 card plays though. That's the big problem. The big problem is I don't know how to get close enough to hit it and then get away. I actually don't think it's possible. So I have to try to think if it's got a lot of movement on its board. Yeah, I don't think I can actually get close enough to hit it with these cards and then also get away to pull the aggro. So either bow person dies and we get... Oh, it's on 39. It's so tantalizing. This is tough. I wish I had a tackle. The problem with this is, like, playing these cards, the first cards on your stamina board, is they get stuck there for a really long time, and it's hard to clear them if you don't have feint. And I don't have feint. Yeah, I absolutely should have gone to this node instead of this node, because now I could hit it and then move away. I'm basically losing a whole attack because I played it safe. I don't know what to do. I'm so tempted to just charge in and start attacking. What would I get? I'd get a 1 card. I'd do 1 damage, and then I'd do maybe 2 damage. It's not really worth it. The attacks aren't good enough. Although I could use charge up, do a break token, which would break it. Actually, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I could do 1 damage and then 4 damage cards, which would be big. But the cost of my second feint, and if someone else faints, I'm out of the game. On the other hand, I do have 1 more potion. It might be worth it. How many damage cards do I have left? Okay, I think for the combo, it's probably worth it. Poor bow person's almost certainly going to die, unless a miracle occurs. I don't know what the miracle could be. But she'll faint, and then she'll come back, and then we'll have 1 potion left. So, here's the move, and then 2 cards. The first card is... It's got to be a Blazing Slam. It's just... Oh, I forgot you can sprint! Oh, such an idiot. It doesn't really matter, though, because I want to play True Charge Slash. It's the only way I do damage. There's not really any point in this if I don't. I could sprint away. Alright. I can't believe I forgot you can sprint. Right, let's do that instead, then. Let's just sprint away and hope that that's okay. I will spend a movement to go here, and then I'll spend a sprint card and hope this doesn't have a big freaking amount of movement on it first. If she dies anyway, I'll be so... Actually, that's kind of a point. Unless this is basically a frontal or back arc attack only before it moves. God, I wish I could remember what this was. If I run all the way over here and then it doesn't even move, though, that's also frustrating. Oh, there's so many ways this could go wrong. Okay, let's ditch... Oh, maybe I should just do the big attack. Accept death. Why didn't I want to break it? Oh yeah, because I didn't want to reset its deck and put all the mean cards back in. Yeah, I still don't want to do that. This has been shuffled in a way where all the cards I want are like on the bottom of this. Oh, if only this didn't end. Oh. Okay, yeah, let's just do the big attack. I think the best defense is a good offense. Even though this is just a terrible idea. I have to play a Blazing Slam, which is just going to reveal like 1 damage, which is fine. So down to 38, and then I play True Charged Slash. Oh, this is perhaps foolish. Once again, we're attacking into the side arc still. It's 3, it's 2, it's 4, it's 3, that's 12. Against armor 4. So that's 8 damage, taking it down to 30. Ugh, that doesn't actually feel that good. I thought 30 would feel better. 30 doesn't actually feel that close. Maybe this is just way too impatient. In any case, that's the end of my turn. And there's a very real possibility, actually, we both just get hit and killed here. Which is maybe fine. Actually, I just need to check when exactly we lose. Yeah. So if we both faint here, this is just over. But first, time card. Maybe the time card is the monster falls asleep. It could happen. I mean, it's not what I wanted. But look at that. That's crazy. But it says the monster doesn't actually fall asleep. So it was misleading. I got excited there for a minute. So actually, the monster removes these 2 breaks and heals 5 health, which this is a load of crap. So it goes back up to 35. And then I have to do his whole business, so that's discarded. We draw 2 more cards. Do I want to keep any of these? No, I want to get rid of these 2. No, I don't. I want to keep that. I'll keep both of those, actually, I guess. Get rid of... I kind of want to get rid of everything. I want to get the defense card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it, I didn't get it. I did get something with agility 3 on it, though. Which is probably not going to help. And then I've already done the healing, so that's the end of that. That's the end of my turn. And now we see what this behavior is. Oh, God. Oh, I mean, Archer's so dead. But at least Sword Guy's okay, I guess. So it targets her because she has the threat token. It turns to face her. It's gonna go 1, which is gonna push her into its front arc, which is here. And it's gonna turn to face her again. It's gonna go 1, and then it's gonna go 2. And then we've got pushed off the board. So we can go wherever. So I guess we'll turn around like this, which is off screen. And we will be here, and we'll have to discard 2 damage cards for the pond. That's my last 2. And then it hits me for 8 damage. It actually goes 8 damage in every direction. I cannot really do anything about this because I don't have high enough dodge. I mean, I only take 4 damage, but that's still enough to kill me. And I'm also stunned, but that doesn't matter because now I faint. So I come off the board. Faint counter goes up to 2. The next faint puts us out of the game. I go back up to 8 health. Reset this. Go back up to 5 cards in hand. What I don't get to do is sharpen my weapon, so I need to do that. My last 3 cards here. Alright. And I have 2 token turns. Did I flip that? I think I forgot to flip that. I'm sure I did, actually, so it should be like this. Okay, so we absolutely need Archer Person to just pop back into existence over here and take a preparation turn because she has no damage cards. So this whole turn, I'm not going to drink the potion, obviously. I will move. I guess I'll move on to this rock. No, that's fine, actually. I don't even think I'm going to move. I'm concerned I'm very far away, though. I'm also concerned that it won't move, and then I'll still be very far away. I guess I'll spend 1 to move on to the rock. Do I get an extra movement when I move off the rock? Or for when I move onto the rock? I just want the extra movement. That's all I want. That's all I care about. When the hunter is on a rock, they may move 1 node without playing any attack cards. Fine. So I will just stand on the rock for the extra movement, sharpen my weapon, and that's my whole turn. I have to spend a time card. Ooh. Ah! Alright. There's the attack deck reset, and now what to do with Sword Guy. I have a feeling like I want to drink the potion, but I think 6 health is a little too much. The problem is this situation is bad. I don't seem to have any faints. Faint cards to clear my deck. I can't get close enough to hit the creature. I mean, I could, but then I wouldn't have enough stamina to hit the creature. I actually also need to sharpen my weapon anyway. Oh, I have to do time card. Sorry. Time card for the character here. Suspended Boulder. Oh, not this again. Okay, so this is flipped face down. I get rid of cards here. There's none. I go back up to 5. It's fine. That's all fine. So now I just have to roll to see if the creature or I take damage. Oh, come on. It's really its turn. Oh, it's me again! So I go down to 6. Okay. Right, and then it's over here. And I have to take a preparation turn anyway. And I think if I'm taking a preparation turn, I might as well drink the potion. It's just a shame that's my last potion. But it is what it is. So these are all reset. I go back up to 8, even though I was only on 6. But I need to do a turn anyway to sharpen my sword, and I don't want to spend more time just wasting my time. Now, the question is, what do I do here? Because I want that defense card. So I think I'd probably get rid of the Blazing Slams. They're okay. But the Crushing Slam is way better. I think I'd probably get rid of the True Charge Slash as well, because that really wants to be played into the 5th slot of your board, otherwise it's just kind of rubbish. So I think I'd just ditch all 3 of those and hope for better cards. So that's the damage reset. So I'll ditch all of these, keep the Crushing Slashes because they're awesome. And then I've got 2 cards left in the deck. One is the block and the other is Charge Up, which I don't really care for. And then we'll give this a shuffle and we'll draw one more. And then we'll do Time Card and then we'll see what Monster wants to do. Ideally spend his time running fruitlessly along the board. I do actually have a movement as well, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably just go back here, I think. Just to put a bit more distance between me and it, and also so that it will sort of hopefully come towards us both a bit more speedily. So I'm not spending all of my time running around, although I have no idea if it's going to do that, so I might just stand there, do nothing, and then I'll have another, just more wasted time while I wait for it to come and get me. I don't think I'm going to lose on time, though. I'm quietly confident I'll die before that happens. Or kill it, but probably die. I mean, it's back up to 35. I really needed one of those 2 boulders to hit it, man. It's rough that those both hit me instead. It's rough that everything bad that's happened has hit me. And there's the Greatsword block again, so that's a pain. That I've got all my blocks out now, right at the start. Right, what's it going to do? Oh, those are all done. Time Card. Brief Respite. Alright, well this is bad time for this, but it's fine. All I'm going to do is flip that. Nothing else happens. I would get to discard, recover some extra stamina, but I took the potion, so that's fine. Okay, now it's monster turn. Okay, so it's going to charge across the board, and then it's going to attack the range 2. It wants to hit the closest. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes to Archer Lady, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes to me. So it's going to hit Archer Lady, so I think it's actually going to get to her as well, which is kind of a bummer. It's going to change its facing. It's going to go and charge forward. 1, 2, 3, yeah, and then change its facing, and then it's going to breathe fire at range 2, which hits me for 9 damage, which I can reduce to 5, which I might just take. It leaves me on 1 health. But because I survive and don't take a massive penalty, I'm kind of tempted to let that happen. Where are all of its body cards? It's got no body cards. I'm so upset. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take the 5 damage and survive on 1 hit point. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Right, so now we just need to wail on it. We've got 3 2-card turns. That's good news, I guess. Although I don't know what its next attack is. Do I even have my stuns? I do. I can stun it. So that's really good. That's really good news. So, yeah, because I've got like basically nothing left. I've got no gas in the tank, and everything is bad. Right, so let's just hit it in the face a bunch. Let's go first with Archer Lady. We'll spend our movement to move to here. Oh, we don't even need to spend our movement to move to there, actually, because we were on the rock. And then we're going to attack in the face with Blazing Charged Shot. Actually... Yeah, let's play Blast Coating and then Major Charged Shot. So, this is going to be 1 break token out onto the monster board. We're going to attack its face. And then we're going to draw 3 cards. We're going to add a stun. And then we're going to draw 3 cards and ignore armor. No, we're going to draw 4 cards and ignore armor. Because we get 1 card for being at range 1, and we get 1 card for the blast coating as well. Be good ones. 3, 2, 3, 2. Those are my least good cards. That's 10 damage, though, that ignores armor, so it's down to 25. Okay. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. Don't get too optimistic. Then you can't be disappointed. Alright, that's my 2 cards. I've got 1 point of movement left. But I've still got 2 turns to play. So provided I don't get a crazy time card or something, we might be okay. So let's not move again, because I want to do another blazed shot anyway. Time card is Roar. That's fine. So this goes face down. We discard this. We will get rid of Poison Shot because it's terrible. And then we'll reset the deck and draw 3 new cards. And then we have to roll a d6 and drop that many time cards, which actually could be horrific if you roll a really high number. Okay. Pray for good cards. Here we go. We've got charge sidestep, not terrible. Another charge sidestep, and a poison shot. So that'll have to do. And then we roll a d6, discard that many cards from the time deck. This has just been absolutely brutal. Every die roll has been against my favor. That's 6th time we just lost. Now I think we might lose on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of those are pretty good cards for me. Yeah, now we're in deep trouble. I don't think we'll have enough time. Alright, and that's the end of that. And yep, that's the end of that. So now we have to activate Sword Guy, so we just need to get in there and start doing damage, I think. Its next attack attacks the furthest, and it's a head attack. So I think we just need to make sure that Sword Guy winds up a bit further away than Bow Person, because... which we can do quite easily, actually. I think... yeah, this should be fine. We'll play a charge up for stamina. And that gives us 2 movement. Although I'm actually... oh, actually, I'll tell you what, we'll save that for later. We'll just start with our 1 movement, which gives us 2 movement anyway. But I don't want to discard damage cards, so I'm just going to move 1 into the node with Archer there. And then I'm going to just play my 2 cards, which are going to be charged. Crushing Slash twice. So that's going to do... so we're hitting it in the head. It's going to do 2 breaks, and both of these will be discarded anyway. So we get to put 2 break tokens out. And then we get to draw 2 2-card attacks. It's not great because its armor is 4, but it's better than nothing. So that's 1 damage. and 2 damage. So 3 damage in total, goes down to 22. And then that's our 2 card plays. But we can still sprint, so we'll then ditch. So these both go, because you may discard this card after placing it on your stamina board, and I absolutely do want to. And then we can do charge up for 2 movement. And I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3 up to here, using the rock. And that's the end of Sword Guy's turn. So here's our time card, which says, Wiggly Litchi, you may discard all attack cards from your stamina board. That's fantastic. God, I keep getting these at all the wrong times. It's not ideal. So we do get to get rid of this. Anyway, I'm going to keep my 2 defense cards for absolute certain. I draw 3 new cards, which is Rising Slash, Blazing Slam, and Jumping Slash. That's fine. Not ideal, but fine. So that's done. And now both tokens can reset. And we're back to Archer. And this is where we're going to do charged sidestep combo with blazing charged shot. So I'm not going to use the movement, and I'm just going to use the blazing charged shot. And then I get to stun it. So we do 1 more stun token to it, and then we get to draw 4 cards for damage against armor 4. That's our 2 card plays. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 5 damage, taking it down to 17. And then I'll play Feint to ditch these 2 off my player board. And that's the end of that, I think. I've got movement. I've got one point of movement. I think I'll be okay. I think I need to stay close to it because it's on 17 health, but I've only got like 3 time or something left. So I'll roll up here. I think that's fine. I'm feeling fairly confident about my current situation. I just need this to give me some decent plays. I mean, it's just not a body card, so there's got to be all the body cards on the bottom. And because we broke that, when those start coming up, that'll be great. But this is now the problem. We've only got... I'm about to draw one of these, and we've only got 6 left. So that's 6, but it really depends on the cards we draw as well. I need this back. Oh, I'm about to get it back. Fantastic. Thanks to Feint. Yes, I planned that. Anyway, now there's only 5 left. Tactical Shift. Oh, that's... Yes, that is helpful. So this goes face down. Get rid of this. I mean, I still need to cycle the deck to get it back, which is probably not going to happen. I can discard any of these. I will discard Poison Shot because I hate it. And I'll get... I mean, Poison Shot would be great if this thing wasn't immune to poison. And then I'll get 4 more. Dragon Piercer, that's what we want to see. And a Blazing Charged Shot. Oh, fantastic. And 2 terrible shots. Oh, we could use the charged sidestep into the Dragon Piercer. That would be nice. I mean, not great, but not bad. Okay, and now we can move each hunter up to 1 node each. So I guess we'll retreat up here, even though... Well, he's got the marathon boots. Do we stand on the node? On the rock for an extra point of movement? I think we probably do. Because if it's going to turn to face him, which is the target, it will turn away from me anyway, so that's fine. Alright, let's find out what happens. It's stunned. We're going to grab... Oh, also... Yes, that is flipped, so it will be Sword Guy next. And then it's body. Molten Bite. I mean, it's awful. Thank God it's stunned. 2 3-card card plays. Could that do 17 damage? No, it couldn't. Do I have... I don't have a tactical on him, and that's a real bummer. If I had tactical on him, I could stun it again, because I've got another charged shot here. I just need to make sure it attacks him and not her with this, because he's still got 8 health. And I think he's going to be okay here because it's stunned. So it's going to move 3 towards... move 4 towards distant target. So we're going to turn to face him, which means either here... No, it means here. This is the only way. So then it goes 1, and then it can go that way or that way. If it goes that way, it's going to go 2, 3, and then I can probably turn it sideways, which is nice. Yeah, I think... Do we want it to face into the board edge? No, we don't. So, yeah, so we go 1 to here. Yeah, so turn 1, and then 1 again, and then... So that's 2, and then 3 is here, and we'll pop out to the side here. So then we turn to face him, and 4 puts us here. And we're up here now, which is great. This is kind of what we wanted. And then it's going to blast fire at us. But we only need 1 to dodge it. So we will pop Rising Slash? No, Jumping Slash, because I'm so far away from the end of my board, and I hate it. Down here to dodge the attack, and that gives us 1 dodge as well. So we'll dodge over here into its side arc and just hope I don't have to ditch a 4 thanks to the stupid... Actually, I like to attack its face. Do you know what? I'm not even going to move because I don't even want to ditch the damage cards. I don't have time to sharpen my weapons. I'm so short on time. This is because I said it wasn't going to be a problem. Cool. Good. So that's done. And now I get 2 3-card turns, which I need to make the most of, because I can't stun it again. Hopefully we've been through the worst of it. We've definitely been through its 3 worst cards. I think. Anyway, it's now Sword Guy. And I think Sword Guy doesn't even have enough cards to play. Maybe I should have got rid of one of the Great Sword blocks, actually. I think we might have to. Just because I don't have... if he hits me with fire, though, I'm almost certainly dead. No, I'm not going to be dead. I don't think there's a fire attack that does 11 damage. So, yeah, let's get rid of one of these. Just because 1 damage at this stage is even better than nothing. So we'll start with Sword Guy. Because we have to. And we're just going to play these 3 attacks. There's nothing else we can do. And just keep hitting it in the face. So Blazing Slam will go last. We'll start with Rising Slash, just because I feel like the numbers in my damage deck are pretty good right now. Let's find out. So 2 cards against armor 4, and we get a break token, which puts us on 4 against the break limit of 7. It's 5, so that's 1 damage. It doesn't matter. So it goes down to 16, and then we play Blazing Sun for 1 card. It's 1 damage, goes down to 15, and then we play, as our final card play, Jumping Slash, which is 2. That also does another break. Oh, wrong spot. And then we get 2 more cards, which are 7, so that is 3 damage. So that's nice. That is nice. Down to 12. And then we have a movement. I don't even think I'm going to use it, because its next attack targets the closest. I want it to be me. I've just got this defense card, and that's pretty much what I'm banking on surviving. Its next attack with either absorbing the fire or using the Greatsword block to try and survive. But, I mean, I'm going to run out of time, I think, before any of that becomes a thing. Anyway, here's my time card. Monster retreats. Oh, well, we have to discard 4 times, so the game's over. Yeah, so this flips down. We get rid of this. And we can discard a number of cards. We want to keep that. We go back up to 5. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we discard 4 time cards, which is all of them. So actually we've got one more turn. Because it's when we go to draw and we can't. But I need to do 12 damage on Bow Girl's turn, and I just don't see it happening. But we'll try. We'll try. Cool. So that's the end of that. Okay, so 12 damage. What is the best way to do this? I really need to make... I need to get closer. Yeah, so I think I do a 4-card attack and then a 3-card attack. Because the Dragon Piercer ends my turn anyway. I mean, it doesn't matter. I either do a 3-card attack and then a 4-card attack, or the other way around. So here's my 1 point of movement. I'm going to move... do I have enough cards for the... Oh, I could sharpen my weapon. How many cards do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I have to sharpen it, or else I don't have enough cards. You can sharpen your weapons, but I'm not going to sharpen Sword Guy's weapon because he's not going to get another attack. Because we're out of time. So, here we go. Thanks for hanging out, Eddie. Glad you're still here, bud. Alright. Here we go. Hope that was a good shuffle of all my best cards to the top. So, yeah, we spend the 1 point of movement to move up to the forest. And then we spend the charged sidestep as our first card. That gives us 1 movement, so we move into the flank. And then we play the Blaze Charge Shot, which is going to be 4 cards because we're at range 1. This is against armor 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are not my good cards. So that's 6 damage, which takes it down to 6. And then we play the Dragon Piercer Bow. We move... Oh, I should have ditched the top card of that when I moved through the pond. It doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. It might have changed the cards I drew, but it doesn't change the randomness. So, ditch the bottom card of the deck. It's a 3. Irrelevant. Alright, and then I get to step 1 back, and I shoot again with 3 cards this time. So this is against... So we need 10 on 3 cards. That is actually not possible. We're 1 short. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. It was a bunch of 2s anyway. So that's 5, 6, 7. So it takes 3 damage. It goes down to 3 health. And then it's out of time. And the game is over. What's this next attack card? So it's 9 physical damage. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I absolutely would have survived this. And then I would have had, I think, 1 more go with 2 cards to do 3 damage. So I think I definitely would have killed it next go if I had 1 more time card. Because this would have hit Sword Guy. And using... I mean, he would have survived it even if he didn't have the Great Sword block. So yeah, I definitely would have won if I had 1 more time card. So I really wanted to play this again to try this fight. This felt a lot better than the fights I did in the campaign, the first 2 rounds of the campaign. This felt more interesting. The behavior deck was a bit more dynamic. I felt like if I could remember the cards where it attacked first, the cards where its facing was more specific, I felt like there was more opportunities to sort of dodge and be a bit more dynamic about the placing in the arena. I was going to talk about this a lot more, actually. Like, halfway through this fight, I was feeling really positive about it. And it felt really interesting. I was still concerned that it was a bit too long. But, you know, this is like the big epic Rathalos fight, right? So, you know, you don't want it to be too quick. And when the boss fights are interesting, like in Oathsworn, then you don't really notice the time go by anyway. But I notice the length... Oh, that actually would have been 10 damage. I still would have survived it, though. Just because I forgot about its Enrage again. There is a... And while I remember, there's a lot of little quality of life things in this game that they haven't really dealt with. Like, I'm sure you've noticed I've been tracking things with my own dice and my own poker chips, just because there's a lot of things that really feel like they need to be tracked that could easily be forgotten, especially if you're resolving a bunch of things at once. And there's other things as well that just it feels like there's quite a lot of downtime on the time cards and things like that. What do you think of Monster Hunter World compared to Dark Souls from what you've played so far, says Eddie? I mean, I think they're both quite flawed, and I was really feeling quite positive about this boss fight halfway through, but I feel like I lost. I feel like the monster doesn't change its behavior enough throughout the game, so I don't feel like I'm losing because the game is beating me. I mean, I feel like I lost this because I rolled a 6 on that time die, you know, and maybe I could have been faster. Maybe I could have done things a little faster, but I was playing, you know, in terms of trying to deal the damage and sort of keep up the pace of the fight. I did pretty well, I think, and I mean, I managed to avoid both the Rampage cards, which is great, but I still stand by what I said yesterday about these time cards. They feel far too arbitrary, and they don't give you a chance to deal with them. I'd much rather they set up obstacles on the board that then had a negative effect, like in a turn later if you didn't deal with them, or something like that, rather than, I mean, the amount of times they're just like roll a die, and then 50-50 something good happens or something bad happens is, I mean, it's genuinely shocking how many cards are like that. I'm just so surprised that was sort of like left in and that was okay. If it was more minor, I wouldn't mind so much. At least, like, I hate the Vespoid card that just paralyzes you for no reason, or just out of the blue. It's just like suddenly you're paralyzed. But at least it's consistent. The Rampage card, where the boss gets 2 turns in a row, feels like it could be massive. Like it could just end your fight if it's at the right time. Or it could be less consequential, a lot less consequential, if it comes in the right moment as well. But it genuinely feels like it has too big an impact to be something that exists. And then that Roar card, and there's 2 of those in the time deck. The Roar card, where it's just like roll a d6 and discard that much time, that feels huge as well. And the Monster Retreats card, I'm actually less bothered by, because you also get to have a preparation turn. So it's like discard 4 time, but each character gets to do what is effectively preparation. I kind of wish it gave you a bit of movement as well, because it still feels a bit like it's shafting you. But so many of these cards as well are situational. You know, like a lot of them let you reduce your stamina, which is great. I like that, but they kept coming up when I just couldn't benefit from them. So I just think, like, you know, if you're going to have effects on them, make them something that I have a bit of time to react to, so they feel a bit more dynamic and interesting, and something that I can actually, that gives me an interesting choice to make, rather than something I just kind of randomly suffer through. But also the Rathalos doesn't do enough over the course of its lifespan. Like for the fight, for a boss fight that lasts 2 hours, and I'm knocking an hour off here because I'm live streaming and it takes longer when you're live streaming. But like if I knock an hour off, it still took like 2 hours. And for a boss that doesn't really do anything over the course of the 2 hours, other than, kind of stay the same, like, I mean, obviously when he enrages, he gets 2 more behavior cards, which is great, but I think the behavior deck is too large and doesn't feel distinct enough. And that's what I was saying about the boss fights yesterday as well. My problem is they have a lot of behavior cards, and the behavior cards don't differentiate them enough. They don't feel... and it might just be by dint of being a monster, But like Molten Bite and Flamethrower are kind of different, but also kind of just the same, So like in a way, I'd rather it did Flamethrower twice than have 2 that are quite similar, but then marginally different. Or even if it did Flamethrower like 3 times, but each time it was slightly different in terms of the amount of damage it did. But because what I really care about is the range, the dodge value, and the positioning, so that I can actually sort of predict it and try to plan around it. But the fact that the range is slightly different, the dodge value is slightly different, the attack arcs are slightly different, and the movement beforehand is slightly different, makes remembering all these little incremental changes across attacks that largely feel the same really difficult to predict and remember the difference between. And these look exactly the same on the back, so you have no way of knowing which is which. And obviously with Flamethrower, he moves 1 with range 3. With Molten Bite, he moves 4 with range 2. So one's effectively range 4 and one's effectively range 6. But, like, I'd much rather, I'd much rather there was it was just a little bit more specific, so that I could just have a little bit more opportunity to learn these behaviors and try to avoid them. Which is the same thing I said yesterday. I mean, I thought this was better than maybe by dint of the difficulty, the escalation of the difficulty, or just the creature design for the Rathalos. I thought this was better than the Great Jagras, for sure. But again, it's still very long. The extra hit points and the extra armor added a lot of time to it. Obviously, the equipment... the weapons helped a lot, but and I don't expect to win this fight necessarily. It's actually frustrating how close I came, because realistically, if I'm gonna play this game 3 times and then ratchet it up to what is one of the toughest monsters in this box, and then almost win and kind of lose because I got unlucky, that's really unfortunate. Like, what I want is to come away losing this fight and feeling like there were things I could do to improve in the next fight. But realistically, I feel like the next time I play this, it will be exactly the same, and I'll just be hoping I don't roll a 6 on Roar this time, And also hoping that I can dodge the rampages again. And when it comes to just kind of like hoping the time deck falls in your favor, that's not good for repeated plays. So, unfortunately, I think this one's going on the sell pile. I won't keep it. I don't think there's enough interest in the boss fight. I don't think there's enough scope for skill improvement in the boss fights to keep me interested in coming back and trying to solve the boss fights over and over. And I don't think that the campaign does enough. I mean, I would have been satisfied with the arena mode alone, even if, like the campaign turned out to just be a grindy slog, which I will never find out because I have no interest in doing it. But, and I do like the concept of the campaign's gathering phase, where you can sort of prepare and make choices. I mean, that feels a lot like the encounter boss steps of Oathsworn, which I really like. And I think, there's some lessons in that process that Monster Hunter World could have learned. Probably the development time of both games didn't really sync up for them to look at that game and learn the lessons there, but and I'm not saying make the gathering phase a lot longer. I like how short and how brief it is, but I think there were sort of ways you could have improved that so it felt a little bit more like you're actually hunting the creature, finding out useful information, the sort of accumulation of the tracking tokens, cross-referencing with the scout flies doesn't feel impactful enough. I like the idea that it then changes the behavior cards of the creature, but again, I don't find the 3 behavior cards to be significantly different in skill level, so I don't really understand. Because I get to see the behavior card I'm shuffling in anyway. If it was like, if the Scoutfly level gave you some information about the cards that were going in the deck, or like removed some cards so the creature was more predictable, that'd be great. Because again, this is really all about understanding the behavior so you can dynamically react to what the creature's doing, and I just don't think there's enough scope for that at all. And the game doesn't give you enough tools to deal with it, so... a lot of really cool ideas and a lot of really just close to cool stuff, and then it just drops the ball in some key ways that just make the game fall a bit flat for me, unfortunately. If I really liked Monster Hunter World, I might be able to get past some of these issues, but realistically I think you'd have to really, really like Monster Hunter World, or feel like you got enough value out the box just with the miniatures. And he says, so far from the games that Steamforge produced, Dark Souls, the card game, has been the one I found the most enjoyable overall and the least frustrating. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Guild Ball, but I've heard really good things about it. I've more or less entirely abandoned that now. Resident Evil 2 wasn't completely terrible. I'm vaguely optimistic for Resident Evil 1 just because I liked the changes they've made, but this has kind of made me feel less good about it just because I feel like, again, they keep reiterating on the same ideas, but just kind of stepping sideways instead of making actual improvements. So if they keep proving they can't learn from the lessons of the past, then that's not ideal. And, the fact that they've got another set of stuff, like, if the expansion monsters were wonky, fine. If the core boxes aren't showcasing the best this has to offer, and I was concerned that maybe there'd be too much limited content in the core box, and in order to enjoy the game fully, you'd need more boxes. But I think fundamentally it doesn't matter because it's not about variety. That's not the problem. Morganite says, I pledged for Resident Evil 1, now I'm nervous. Yeah, me too, Morganite. I was really optimistic about RE1 just because of some of the changes they'd made and the way they'd sort of designed the game. I was really quite hopeful for it. I also love Resident Evil 1. But yeah, fingers crossed. We can but live in hope. I wouldn't have played Monster Hunter World 3 times if I didn't live in hope. Because I really wanted it to be good, and I really wanted them to take this cool dynamic boss fight system and just perfect it. But, I didn't play any of the stuff in the middle. I haven't played the new iteration of Dark Souls. I will try it, for sure, because they sent me a nice review copy of the Tomb of the Giants, so I'll give that a shot. Maybe that has the improvements that I seek. But if they had perfected the system, I don't know why they wouldn't also put it in Monster Hunter World. I mean, it would have been easier than, designing a whole new system. Well, I mean, they haven't designed a whole new system. What I mean is, it would have been easier than designing 2 systems. I mean, sometimes it takes a few plays, but if you're still not happy after multiple plays, it's probably not for you. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't think... I think that, if you could get over the randomness of the time deck, that's fine. But I still think that the duration of... Like, in many ways, I think that the monsters maybe have too much hit points, or there's not enough scope to set up attacks round to round. It just kind of feels like there's not enough interesting things happening in the fights. and then the administration of the time cards constantly, just the fights feel very stop-start. I feel like when I get to I mean, there was one really nice moment in this particular playthrough where I was struggling whether to push in with Sword Guy or withdraw. That was interesting. But by and large, a lot of the turns feel a bit like when I get to the Hunter's turn, I'm like, card, do a bunch of damage, that's over, now it's back to admin, boss behavior, okay. You know, it feels like there's an awful lot of time where I'm just kind of administrating the game is playing itself, and then it gets to my turn, and I have a very short window of interesting decisions. And that would be okay if the decisions I was making were really... That would be okay if the fights weren't so long. But for 2 hours of that, and then also it can be a bit random, I just think that's not satisfying enough to make it worth the time investment. You have to really, really love the setting and just get a lot out of being a part of this world to make that worthwhile, I think. Because it's not going to come from the game mechanisms, I don't think. Or rather, if that's what you want, you could be putting that time into other boss battlers that are better. I think that Townsfolk Tussle is better than this. It's shorter. It is... and I mean, I didn't really gel with Townsfolk Tussle either, but I do think it's better than this. And I think that it's also shorter and less demanding on your time. And I think it's cheaper too. I think that Oathsworn and Kingdom Death Monster are both worth your time more than this, although they're... Oathsworn's possibly the same price as this, actually. I don't know. I got a review copy of that. Very grateful to Shadowborn Games for that. But I think that's about 100 to 150 quid, which is probably not far off what you're paying for this. And then, obviously, Kingdom Death is, like, so much money. So, you know, it's hard to recommend Kingdom Death over Oathsworn these days. And I'm talking about, you know, if what you want is a sort of a campaign game boss battler. And quite frankly, if you're going through 25 days of this, I think you're probably putting in the same amount of time into this as you would to a good chunk of both of those games. And by that point, you'd be so into it, you wouldn't mind playing out the rest. But I just think the value for money proposition is much higher. I mean, the one thing about this is you can drop into a boss fight and do a single boss fight. Whereas all three of those alternatives are all games that require... I mean, the latter two are campaign games, and there's no other way to do it. Townsfolk Tussle is a session game. It's like 4 sessions. And the sessions are generally shorter. You could probably do about half. So it's 4 sessions in Townsfolk Tussle, but you could probably do 2 of them in the time it takes you to do... I think, actually, it's probably a ratio of about 1.5 Monster Hunter World fights to 2 Townsfolk Tussle fights. So, it wouldn't take you that much longer, but then 2 sessions and you'd be done. It's probably, what I'm trying to say is it's probably about 6 hours of gameplay for all of Townsfolk Tussle, 6 to 8. Whereas this, one fight is 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe, and then the campaign is so much longer. Lorganite says, I love the theme of Townsfolk Tussle, but it's a bit long. Sounds like they did a version with only 3 bosses for a full run in the new Kickstarter. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the 4 bosses thing is necessarily... I mean, it's probably a bit too long for an evening, so it's nice that they're doing alternate modes. It's still not quite enough for me. I had some of the same issues, actually, around the boss's behavior that I have with this game. But... And also, Chris and I, you know, we blasted through our campaign of it that we did on the show and just won every single fight. And that felt a bit too easy, and it wasn't very simple to escalate the difficulty of the game. So that's frustrating. It's not frustrating, but it's just not a good sign, you know, like, telegraph how I can make it harder next time if I found it too easy. You know, and give me lots of options for scalability. I think that's really important to cooperative games. And I think it sort of shows just a sort of a basic lack of understanding if you don't offer that. Which is one of the nice things about this, is it has very clear sort of difficulty ratings. Having said that, this the difficulty ratings are really centered on the monsters and don't take into account the state of your characters. So, you know, maybe if you understand the video game and you sort of understand... I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. You've got rarity on the items and you can sort of put it together if you understand game theory. But, yeah. There's not... I mean, it's a small problem amongst many others. But I'm just trying to think of sort of boss battlers really now that are, you know, really good and really compelling. Anyway, I think we'll call that a fight. I gave it one more chance. I was almost gonna keep it halfway through this fight. I just thought it felt really good. And then it kind of all fell apart towards the end. Which is a shame. I think also, like, just the administration of the attack cards as well just feels kind of like... anyway, it's fine. I've said enough about this game. But thanks everyone so much for watching. Thanks to everyone who stuck it out to the end. I hope that if you're going to keep your copy of Monster Hunter World and that you play it, that you have great times with it and you really, really enjoy it, and come back and leave comments down below to tell me about your good times. I'd love to hear about them. But in the meantime, I think this one will be leaving the collection. I don't think I'll play it again. And we'll move on to something else in the next video. So if you subscribe, make sure... so please subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. You can turn on those notifications too. And if you like this kind of independent, crowdfunding-driven board game coverage, you can always go check us out on Patreon, where we talk about all kinds of stuff like what are we going to play and what are we going to cover on our Discord, which is why we were playing this month, thanks to the patrons over there. And remember, if you can't help us out that way, not to worry. We love to hear your comments, and you can always tell a friend about the show as well, especially if they're thinking about backing the new Monster Hunter World campaign and they want to know if they should get involved. Bye for now, everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you all in the next video.